A national champion will be decided tonight. The Houston Cougars take on the Florida Gators for all the marbles. Tip-off is set for 7:50, but it all starts on San Antonio Sports Star at 5 o'clock. Texas A&M Aggies have their new head basketball coach, hiring Samford coach Bucky McMillan as the school's next men's basketball coach. Spurs lost to the Trailblazers. They are out of playoff contention. They return to action against the Clippers in L.A. tomorrow.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. What
Happy
a weekend.
Monday. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness,
Wow.
what a weekend.
Hell of a weekend. Saturday was great. We missed the greatest part
Dude,
of Saturday.
we left the game early. Me, the guy that never leaves early, that bitches about people that leaves early. We left the game early and missed one of the more incredible comebacks. Now, I'd love to tell you that. I just wanted to make sure it sounded great on 94.1, and it did. It did sound great on the radio.
That's where I heard it.
As I was getting to a bar. Yeah, I'm not leaving early tonight, Joe. You can't convince me tonight.
I'm not. So I look over to everybody. There's about, 12 minutes left. I think Duke was up by 14. And I looked at all the fellas. AJ and Rob were there, and Dax, the boss, he was there as well. I said, does anybody have any feeling that Houston has any chance in this game?
Nope.
And you all agreed. No, they don't. So let's. I said, I'm leaving at the 10-minute mark.
And I said, why are we going to wait? It's a TV timeout right now. Let's go. And I'll tell you, I was starving.
Wow.
All of us were hungry because there was I'm going to say no food. There was no real food in the media center, and the lines to get a hot dog were ridiculous. So I was starving.
Yeah, me too.
And I'd been there since 3 o'clock, and it was like we were all going to the brew pub. All right, why are we going to wait 2 more minutes? And in 2 more minutes, Duke actually, their lead went up after that. It wasn't until I was in my car that the comeback started. I mean, I feel as bad as the dude that blocked Akeem Olajuwon from getting on the court afterwards.
Exactly. I don't know what that dude was thinking.
Idiot.
Just following rules, I'm sure. But unbelievable as I'm listening to this driving home, and I'm going, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
Duke couldn't score. Houston just clamped down on them defensively. They couldn't score, and just chipped away.
Yep, that's incredible comeback. So we've got a championship. First game, Florida-Auburn was fantastic.
Yes, it was.
And tonight, so many different ways this game can go, and we'll dive into it throughout the next couple hours here on the Blitz. But one of the things that we will see shortly after the final buzzer, the nets are getting cut down, the celebration on the court, with or without Akeem, the one shining moment on CBS.
Yeah.
Now, Rich Eisen, closing out his show just a moment ago, said he's not a fan. And James Pledger says, I'm with Rich. I hate it.
He said he hates it.
I hate
That's what
it.
he said.
He says it's the dumbest thing. It's outdated. It's this. It's
He
that.
hates butterflies, too.
Apparently.
So,
Out of curiosity, how many other people out there hate one shining moment? Now, hate might be a strong word, but that is the word Pledger used. You did say you hated it. You did, Pledge. Don't deny it.
Yeah.
You said hate.
I said I don't like it.
No, you said I hate it.
What's the same thing?
No,
I don't like it.
But you said the word hate, and I said that's strong. There's one thing if you don't give a damn, but it's another to say hate.
I'm kind of in that category. I really don't care. I mean, if it went away tonight, I wouldn't cry about it. But I'll tell you what, I will never forget this as long as I live. and I don't know when it was or how it happened, but back then, and this was before TNT and True TV and all of that, so everything was on CBS. It was late as hell. We wanted to get into the newscast, so we left out one shining moment.
Ugh.
Dude, the phones lit up.
Uh-huh.
And I remember it distinctly because the next day we had a Spurs game with a Spurs special. We played one shining moment about 5 times during that night.
Really?
Yes. I will never forget it, man. It was, people were hot.
Pledge, can we get a poll up on our YouTube? And I think the wording of the poll needs to be something like, would you care if they didn't show it tonight? Or I don't want to use the term hate because that's too strong. How much do you give a damn about one? But it's a yes or no question. So you got to phrase it. Do you want to see it? Do you not want to see it? Do you not care? Is there a wordsmith that better?
Yeah, is there like 3 choices?
But again, it's one of those, like, if I were at home, which I won't be when it plays tonight, I do stick around for the broadcast to watch it.
Uh-huh.
And part of it is just the amazement, just knowing what some editor is going through in the back to put that thing together in such a short amount of time because, some of it's probably already put together, but they incorporate clips
from the championship game.
From the championship game. So I'm looking at that going, I appreciate the art of the editing, but also I want to see it. It kind of, to me, just that's the final capper of a college basketball season. If it didn't play, I think I would be upset, although I'm in that kind of boat with you. But I think it needs to be there. It's kind of like what's going on in Pittsburgh right now with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Did you hear about this over the weekend?
No, what happened?
Oh, dude. Somebody in the Pirates organization decided they didn't need the 21 up there for Roberto Clemente. They put an advertisement up and they took the 21 down. And Clemente's family and a lot of fans went nuts when they realized, hey, what'd you do with 21? You put an ad over there on that wall space.
Well, they probably made a lot of money putting that ad up.
Yeah, they're moving it.
They have to.
They called it an oversight.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was just an oversight. No, some sales guy said there's some real estate right there.
Well, that's some dude that's probably born in the 2000s that, doesn't understand baseball history.
Yeah.
I don't trust kids, people that were born in the 2000s.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? In the year 2000. No, they said it was a mistake. They're going to put it back. And I think, it's one of those, like, as long as it's there and it's there, it's that comfort food of college basketball.
Yep.
It is, as we get ready for Masters Week, a tradition, right? That's what it is. So on our YouTube channel right now, San Antonio Sports Star YouTube, what's your level of care for one shining moment? Love it, don't care, don't want it.
Right now, 7 votes, and don't care is winning, 57%. Love it, 44%. Well, that all just changed right there. So this is going to be a change. We'll leave this up for a while and go back to it and see how the outcome comes out.
Just remember, Pledge said he hated it.
He hated it.
Hate it.
Wow.
I'm with Rich. I hate it. What?
Again, butterflies, rainbows, unicorns. He hates them all.
So, yeah, that tracks. You compared one shining moment to a bunch of make-believe things.
Well, it had its time, right? I mean, and it was a novelty for a while. And I'm okay. Again, I'm okay with it. But if it went away, I wouldn't cry.
You don't cry over much.
No, I don't.
He cries over the live. No, he bitches. There's a difference.
There is a difference.
There is a difference. It is one of those, like some of the comments right now on our YouTube channel, Fred, can they freshen it up?
How do you freshen it up? You can't play a different song.
No.
Because, I mean, that's tradition.
Haven't they at times tried to get some other versions of the song and that didn't work?
Nope. And that dude's no longer with us, is
Luther,
he?
He can't give you an updated version. AI probably could.
Yeah, probably.
But
yeah.
It is one of those, It's a tradition. Should it go away? Has it run its course? Or can they introduce something differently? But you're right. If you don't show it on TV, people stick around and they wait for it.
They do.
And it is such a tradition, like cutting down the nets, of watching one shining moment. The whole deal. You can't make that go away.
Well, and back when I was in the TV biz, you just wanted Charles to shut up, and so we could get on with it.
Well, Charles doesn't shut up. Not on TV, and I don't. Was Chuck even on in CBS back then?
No,
with
back
you guys?
then he was.
It was
not.
other people.
It was
but,
others.
Charles on stage. I don't know if he had a drink or two or not, but boy, he had an opportunity to take a shot at a lot of the women in San Antonio, and he didn't fail to disappoint. Let's talk about the games, what we saw or what we left early and didn't see, and what we expect to see tonight here on the Blitz, here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Injuries do happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, strains, conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday. They have on-site x-ray, casting, and bracing. In fact, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, but best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. So if you're injured, get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic. Learn more online at tsaog.com. That's tsaog.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sun sets. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late night bites.
Did you know that 70% of divorces are filed by women? She's already thinking about it. I urge you, do not get caught off guard. I'm Gary Barton, owner of Barton & Associates, attorneys at law. Divorce is tough. It's emotional, challenging, and can upend everything you've worked hard for. But here's the truth. You have a choice. You can either let your spouse dictate the terms, or you can take control and protect your financial future. At Barton & Associates, this isn't just about getting through the process. It's about protecting what you've built, securing your assets, and ensuring you have the resources to move forward with confidence. You've worked hard for everything you have, and we're here to help safeguard it and avoid unnecessary losses. If you're serious about protecting yourself through the divorce process and securing your future, Barton & Associates is the team you need by your side. Call 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-million. Or visit TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
Principal Office, San Antonio.
Lowe's knows that your deadlines don't change, even when your job does. But with Lowe's Buy Online, Pick Up in Store, we'll help you adjust on the fly. And when you absolutely can't leave the project, we can deliver to your job site as soon as same day. Lowe's knows pros. We help, you save. Valid on eligible in-stock orders and select zip codes placed by 2 p.m. for same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. More terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-334-2266. That's 800-334-2266. 800-334-2266.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
Oh, wow, honey, I love it. It's so beautiful and so sparkly.
Just like you, Mom. Happy Mother's Day.
I'll wear it every day. It goes with everything.
This Mother's Day, wow Mom with spirit-lifting, outfit-making, express your love jewelry. Shop jtv.com/mom for wow-worthy and budget-friendly styles.
I'm never taking it off.
Another wow factor? Sign up for JTV Text and get $30 off. If she loves jewelry, she'll love JTV.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Here'th my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Get it? With the times.
With the times? You're playing the lute.
Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Lowe's knows that your deadlines don't change, even when your job does. But with Lowe's Buy Online, Pick Up in Store, we'll help you adjust on the fly. And when you absolutely can't leave the project, we can deliver to your job site as soon as same day. Lowe's knows pros. We help, you save. Valid on eligible in-stock orders and select zip codes placed by 2 p.m. for same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. More terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Oh, wow, honey, I love it. It's so beautiful and so sparkly.
Just like you, Mom. Happy Mother's Day.
I'll wear it every day. It goes with everything.
This Mother's Day, wow Mom with spirit-lifting, outfit-making, express your love jewelry. Shop jtv.com/mom for wow-worthy and budget-friendly styles.
I'm never taking it off.
Another wow factor? Sign up for JTV Text and get $30 off. If she loves jewelry, she'll love JTV.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Let's get wild.
It is The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Along with it, Joe Reinagel, I'm Jason Minix.
What does that guy say? Let's get what? Plowed? Oh, wowed. I think he said, let's get plowed.
Wild.
Same difference?
All right, I've heard that song a million times, and I'm like, the hell is he saying?
Mm-hmm.
All right, now that cleared that up. I'm happy.
You know, it's interesting. I know a lot of people are doing the same thing I am. You keep refreshing Twitter, especially right now because Livy Dunn is testifying in this court case out in California. So on a night where we crown a national championship in college basketball, in a courtroom in California, their athlete payments are going to be decided. Livy Dunn tells the judge she is not just a college athlete, but also a business person, says NIL estimations underestimate her actual earnings. She objects to how NIL damages are distributed via the settlement. Kind of interesting because there are some arguing that the $20.5 million cap would actually limit the amount of money that these athletes can make. Now, if you're at a school like LSU and somebody like Livy Dunn, sure. A place like UTSA, they need the cap because they're not even going to be able to come close to the cap to begin with. And as we talked about last week with Jay Paterno, who's on the Penn State Board of Regents, the son of the legendary coach Joe Paterno, he's like, yeah, this lawsuit's just going to be, once it's out, then there'll be another lawsuit right after it.
Absolutely, there will.
Lawyers are the only ones that are ultimately going to make money.
Well, it's too bad. I mean, because I think this is the right step. This doesn't solve the problem, obviously, but it's the right step. But I get it. Somebody like Livy Dunn is making a lot of money, although she's done, isn't she, with college?
Maybe, but I guess I honestly I don't know what her status is as far as student athlete.
Hot.
Yeah, outside of that. But if NIL goes away, or if athletes are capped by this, and I'm guessing the lawyers that are getting into this means that that's the only money you can make is what the school is offering to pay you as part of that rev share. So that would limit somebody like Livy Dunn because most of the breakouts, you're talking about 5% to other sports. The vast majority will go to football and men's basketball, then women's basketball and maybe baseball, and then everything else is going to be. So a small percentage in gymnastics would fall in a smaller percentage if that's what the way I'm understanding what she is saying right now. Like this, while $20.5 million in rev share is a great number for a lot of people, it will actually limit the amount of money a lot of athletes can make.
It will. But again, she's in the minority here, right? Because not everybody's making as much money as she is making, and I get it. But I mean, I don't see how this really affects her, and I'll tell you why. Most of her money is from TikTok, isn't it? I mean, that's not NIL money.
No.
Or I guess it's considered that, but she can make it by being a social influencer. I see. I'm not sure how all that works. I wish I understood, but I'm not.
It is bizarre. I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. I know Art Garcia on our YouTube just asked a question. Buckyball comes to Aggie Land at 3 o'clock. Anybody carrying it live? The answer is no. Unfortunately, I mean, as the Aggie affiliate, but it's not one of those things that was made available. So, and quite honestly, I'm curious for you Aggie fans. Are you excited about Bucky McMillan? I mean, to go from Samford to Texas A&M.
Yeah, that's a big jump.
I just remember when A&M was apparently or supposedly, whether it's true or not, kicking the tires on one Jeff Traylor. And the talk was, you can't go from UTSA to A&M. That's too big of a jump.
Yeah.
Samford to A&M?
Now, see, I wonder, the knock when Jeff Traylor was rumored for that job was that he wasn't an Aggie, right?
Well, he wasn't an Aggie, and he wasn't from a big-time enough program.
Right, well, that too. But is this guy a former Aggie of some sort?
No. I don't know of any connection he has to A&M other than some of his assistants were on staff before. So I don't know. I know he's done some great things at Samford, but this is a big old bite of apple. I know one Aggie, and I don't know what he said this morning, but I know what he was saying Saturday night. And I can tell you that Rob Thompson wasn't overly thrilled with the hire other than better win.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can't say that a guy that a lot of Aggies were mixed on too got booed pretty loudly at the Alamo Dome Saturday night when they showed Chris Beard on the big screen television.
He did. He got booed. Although he took it like a champ.
Well,
right? He just smiled and waved. He was, yeah.
Yeah.
And the crybaby was there, too. What's the guy's name from UConn? Hurley?
The crybaby.
He was there. I'm sure they'll be here tonight as well, a lot of those guys. Although UConn, I'm hoping he was there because they won the women's championship.
They did. Yeah, they got private jets.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
Yeah, they got private planes. Buckyball. In Aggie Land.
Wow.
Art said he was a lead assistant at A&M previously.
Okay, there you go. Well,
maybe. Well, though different ADs at the time. I don't know. It just seems like such a massive jump. And unless they got him really cheap, which from Samford to A&M, really cheap, was more money than that guy's probably made.
Oh, my gosh, yes.
But I don't know. We'll see. Saturday was an interesting doubleheader. And again, the Florida-Auburn game was incredible. And those of you in the Alamo Dome, it's interesting when you're in the Dome watching an event like that because there's so much going on that you just don't see on television by design because it is a made-for-TV product. Like our seats were basically our seats, then the set where, you know, Ernie and Chuck and everybody's at, and then the floor. And watching them set that up and tear it down at halftime and all that's interesting. Watching them change out the students because we had the Auburn students in front of us and then the Houston students, and they all got pizza and we had nothing.
Exactly. Although I think we could have had the pizza.
Well,
none of us had the stones to go down there and ask for it.
Yeah, I mean, it was for the kids. But it is one of those interesting things. The Auburn-Florida game was fantastic. I mean, just a great basketball game.
Back and forth, man. It was fantastic.
The Duke-Houston game, and watching future Spur Cooper Flagg in person, that kid is incredible. And I know today's probably not the day to do the topic, but it's what, you know, Rob was sitting right next to me, and we were talking, is he the best freshman we've ever seen? And you start arguing between, like, Anthony Davis and Carmelo Anthony and Zion, and is Cooper Flagg better than all of those guys as true freshmen?
Well, I don't know. That's a tough call, but he did make some damn good plays. I mean, it just the way he operates, he's a hell of a passer as well as obviously a scorer. But he's getting hammered a little bit today because he did miss the potential game winner at the end of that game.
He took the shot. He left it a little short.
Yeah.
I mean, but just his court vision, the way he passes, let alone shooting and blocking. But, I mean, just his overall game. I mean, thank goodness the Spurs have been eliminated from postseason contention and are now in the lottery. Now it's trying to get the highest percentage you can. There are still things to play for, Spurs, and that's to continue to lose games to increase the odds of getting that guy. The reaction that I had in my story when I just put future Spur ? I mean, I know it's dreaming big, but Houston dreamt big because nobody thought they were going to win that game. I mean, it's safe to leave this one early. Houston is done.
They're done.
Yet dreams come true. Houston
Holy
proved
cow.
it. Cooper Flagg could come to San Antonio. I don't know who was happier because for Houston types, there was one guy thrilled and one guy angry at the end of that game. Jim Nantz was thrilled that his Houston Cougars are going to be playing tonight.
We do, for the rest of our lives, the University of Houston will be looking back on one weekend in San Antonio, and we're going to say, after we get done tomorrow night, remember the Alamo Dome.
Wow, remember the Alamo Dome. Bring a tear to your eye, won't it? Attaboy, Jim.
Yeah.
Hello, friends.
Yeah.
You know, it was good to see Jim Nantz the other day at the game Saturday night. And, you know, I'd like to be Jim Nantz. He'll be at the game tonight and then take a jet to Augusta, Georgia.
Not a bad gig.
Not bad, huh?
Not a bad gig. Being Akeem Olajuwon's normally pretty good, except for Saturday night. They kept Akeem from getting onto the court to celebrate with the Houston Cougars. Now, what I don't there's a lot of things about this that I don't understand because there's video of him sitting kind of in the media section. My buddy Dan Matthews, who works at 790 in Houston, posted video of Akeem right behind him just celebrating and with his phone out recording everything. And then Akeem apparently tried to walk down and walk onto the court, and the security guard, which I believe does work for the NCAA.
Yes.
I don't know that to be fact, but I think he's an NCAA type.
Yep.
Kept Akeem from getting on the court because Akeem didn't have the proper credential to get on the court. Now,
I blame the University of Houston for that.
Well, a couple of things. One, Akeem has been to enough of these events. You have to have a credential to do something. At one point, you know, back at the water station that they had available for the media, I ran into Carlos Boozer. He had a couple of credentials on.
Yeah.
We knew he was there for Duke. So you see one legend that wasn't necessarily working, but there was a fan. I saw Carlos Boozer in the back, and he had all the credentials he needed. Why did Akeem not have his credential? Whether that's on Akeem to make sure he's wearing it or the university to make sure, well, Dreams here, make sure he's good to go. Or when somebody was seeing this, they couldn't come over and say, yeah, he's good.
Yeah. Well, some guy tried to vouch for him, but the security guard he wasn't going to let him on. He had his rules that he was supposed to follow, and he followed them.
Now, I appreciate somebody that's doing their job. But at what point do you go, I think this guy's probably okay, right? I mean, at what point?
Dude was probably born in the 2000s.
You still know who Akeem Olajuwon is. I mean, there's other people that were getting onto the court that had the proper credentials from the university or from the NCAA to get past that security guard. The comments were all about San Antonio finally stopping Akeem because they couldn't do it in the mid-'90s and some gifts of what he was doing to David Robinson back in 95, but we don't want to go there. But, and again, why didn't he do the dream shake and just go past him? That little guy was not going to stop Akeem if Akeem started walking.
Father Time is the reason.
Akeem is still a large human being. He could have got by that guy.
I'm just saying.
I mean, that guy, there's like 3 steps to get up to the court, and that guy's on the court, and Akeem's on the floor and still bigger than that guy. I think he could have got past there if he wanted to.
Well, perhaps. I don't know, but the shakes turned into a shuffle.
Well, I just keep walking.
Yeah,
I'm stunned.
Well, again, There had to be somebody from the University of Houston that could have gone over. I mean, a PR type or somebody like that could have come over, you would think, and say, hey, this guy is Akeem Olajuwon.
I know Jim Nantz had all the proper credentials.
Yeah.
Is that on Akeem to go make sure he has what he needs? Or is it on somebody at the university to make sure Akeem has what he needs? I mean,
yes.
I think it's a combination of both. You're either responsible for yourself or somebody is going to know, hey, you're here. Are you good? Are you taken care of? It's a bad look, and unfortunately, it's a bad look on San Antonio because it happened here.
Well,
San Antonio is the one getting hammered for it, not the NCAA, and it probably should be the NCAA, but it happened in this building.
It should be the NCAA and even the University of Houston. I mean, the guy's there. You got to make sure that he's got him. But I guarantee you, if Houston wins tonight, Akeem Olajuwon will have the proper credentials to get on the floor.
Have 7 of them and a couple of Fiesta medals to go with it. Who knows? But, I mean, and remember, everything is on camera nowadays. Everything. David Robinson, did you see this video?
Yes.
This pisses me off. David Robinson's downtown doing an event, and some guy walks up with a 5-0 jersey. David looked like he politely said, not now, or something of that effect, but politely, now's not the time for me to sign that. Keep going. And the dude just drops the jersey on the ground to kind of show up 5-0 and then keeps walking. And David's like, yeah. Yeah, David's not going to say what I would have said, but you could almost read it in his mind.
And look, David is one of the best guys about doing that. I mean, he obviously had to be somewhere. He didn't have time to do that. I'm sure he would have come back. Or if he sees the guy again, he would have signed it. That's just David Robinson. But hell, if you want to throw the Robinson jersey on the ground, I'll pick it up and I'll take it.
Yeah.
How about that? Give it to me.
That was crazy. And then, of course, also at the Music Fest, and the crowds looked insane. Charles Barkley did get up on stage. And Charles Barkley would not let an opportunity go by.
Thank you. And yes, y'all got some big bitches here.
I think Chuck was just seeing if anybody was actually paying attention to what he was saying.
Well, yeah, they did then, I promise you. That's hilarious, though.
Mm-hmm.
And I think even if you're a big woman, you find that funny. Right? I mean, seriously, it's Charles Barkley.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not a big woman, but I would think if I was, I'd find that hilarious. Mm-hmm. I mean, what are you going to do?
Mm-hmm.
Any big women out there that want to comment?
No. Take the foot out of your mouth, Joe. No. It was funny. And he got the reaction that he wanted. And that's all he was doing. And he was sitting in front of us.
Yeah. Dude,
watching that Auburn game and some of his reactions. And then he left. I'm not sure, if they've got a green room or what.
He had to go cry for a minute.
One of the coolest things, though, is watching him walk over and, kind of high five or fist bump every Auburn player leaving the floor.
He did.
That was cool to see.
You know what else he did? Did you notice this? There was a big group of, I want to say kids. I don't know if they were college kids or a combination of that and just kids that had come to the game. He signed autographs and took pictures. He must have stayed down there for 20 minutes doing that.
Easy.
So what a good dude.
And that was, because we saw Chuck do that. Magic Johnson was there.
Yep.
He was doing that.
Same
Kenny,
thing.
all those guys so interactive with the kids. It's weird because I saw Shaq just briefly walking from, I don't know where he was at, and into the tunnel, and he high-fived a couple people, but I didn't see him stop. But, what did he have, about 5 cops rolling behind him?
I think he was out at Cole High School some point in time, right?
He did a thing. I saw all kinds of video, but Coach Kissy, Scott Kissy, who's the head football coach out there, talking about him going out there. And, Don Harris was with him, met him with his private plane. Saw this on social media. Spent some time with Don, and they recreated that famous picture of the first time Shaq was on TV, went and stood in that same spot in the gym. And don't want to say how many pounds more, but, he was a skinny kid in high school. Now he's not. But good sit-down interview with Don Harris.
Awesome.
That was good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Let's talk some football coming up.
Okay.
Some Cowboys,
Let's do it.
Cowboys news to get into. You're on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, the best way to do that is by calling my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds, because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential, open 24/7, offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. Up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between. License number 149. Call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
A lot of people argue that the best breed of dog is a lineage called the Rescue. They're right. That's why we're asking San Antonio Sports Star listeners to help no-kill rescue agencies around San Antonio with food that these pups need. They're all good dogs. They just need a chance. The voice of the National Dog Show, John O'Hurley, will join the Sports Star guys all day Friday, April 11th, for the 2025 Puppy Food Bank Radiothon. Sponsored by Thomas J. Henry, the Institute for Functional Health, Big State Financial, G2Fi Shoes, Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat and AC, Ponderosa Ranch, Mr. W Fireworks, and Fifi and Fido's Pet Boutique. So lend a helping paw during the 2025 Puppy Food Bank Radiothon, Friday, April 11th, with 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Lowe's knows that your deadlines don't change, even when your job does. But with Lowe's Buy Online, Pick Up in Store, we'll help you adjust on the fly. And when you absolutely can't leave the project, we can deliver to your job site as soon as same day. Lowe's knows pros. We help, you save. Valid on eligible in-stock orders and select zip codes placed by 2 p.m. for same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. More terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
This is a special notice to U.S. taxpayers owing $10,000 or more to the IRS. Tax Relief Advocates is urgently notifying taxpayers that tax relief initiatives are now available that may significantly reduce or eliminate what you owe. If you're afraid of an IRS lien, levy, or wage garnishment, don't lose hope. You can now take advantage of these current relief programs to end all collections, reduce the amount you owe, and resolve your tax problem. Even if you have years of unfiled tax returns or are already in a payment plan, you may still qualify for significant relief. Struggling taxpayers can now get relief they need during these hard economic times. A hotline has been established by Tax Relief Advocates for you to call and see what you qualify for. They are A+ rated with the BBB and have over 1,000 5-star reviews. Don't wait. Call 800-575-7147. 800-575-7147. That's 800-575-7147, or simply visit TRA.com.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Oh, wow, honey, I love it. It's so beautiful and so sparkly.
Just like you, Mom. Happy Mother's Day.
I'll wear it every day. It goes with everything.
This Mother's Day, wow Mom with spirit-lifting, outfit-making, express your love jewelry. Shop jtv.com/mom for wow-worthy and budget-friendly styles.
I'm never taking it off.
Another wow factor? Sign up for JTV Text and get $30 off. If she loves jewelry, she'll love JTV.
Look, there's feelings, and then there's the facts. If you're feeling like your finance team is bogged down in mundane manual tasks, the fact is, you need Ramp. Ramp is the corporate card that makes the expense process fast and easy. The moment your team makes a purchase, Ramp handles everything. Receipt collection and approvals, the works. With Ramp, you can cut your month-end close from 5 days to 1, customize approval workflows, and get complete control over every transaction. Facts. Over 25,000 businesses trust Ramp, including Shopify and the Boys and Girls Club of America, which is why they were just named #1 in spend management by G2. Facts. Start using Ramp and you'll have more time to spend scaling your business. And that'll feel really good. Upgrade to Ramp for free today and get $250 at ramp.com/radio. Ramp.com/radio. That's ramp.com/radio.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Tragically, recent data reveals that 40% of women in Texas will experience intimate partner violence. Christie's Hope is dedicated to breaking the cycle of domestic violence by providing shelter, healing, and counseling, and empowering survivors to take their first steps towards lasting safety and independence. Thomas J. Henry stands with us in our commitment to end domestic violence. Donate today at christieshope.org.
Guys over 40, tired of low energy, just not feeling like yourself? Testosterone replacement therapy by Synergenics is the answer. Don't waste time waiting for online services when you can start today. Treatment is tailor-made just for you, and it is covered by most major insurance. Visit one of their conveniently located clinics, see a medical provider, and feel great today. During April, the consultation is free. Why wait when you can be seen now? Book your appointment at fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com. Feel like you again.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Spring Golf Classic on Monday, April 14th at the Golf Club of Texas is officially sold out. But you can still join us at the Hangar Bar and Grill on Potranco for the ultimate after party. Celebrate with cold drinks, great food, and good times. The sold-out San Antonio Sports Star Spring Golf Classic presented by Flight by Yingling and sponsored by Ensira.com and PPL Motorhomes benefits the Pan American Golf Association.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Maybe you're watching on YouTube. You can always subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Our golf tournament a week from today out at the Golf Club of Texas, brought to you by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. It is sold out, sort of.
Sort of.
Well, you kind of, sold out. And now, I'm told by Nick Trey, we have one single slot available. So,
one slot.
Yeah, one single. There's a foursome that isn't. It's got three. It needs one more. So it's a single. You can't even go online to register. Just call Pledge right now if you want that, and Pledge will work you through what you need to do to be able to come play. So there's one slot available.
All right. Well, there you go.
And it will be gone quick.
Probably shortly after you just announced that.
So if you want to play in the golf tournament as a single, we're going to find three really good dudes for you to play with. I have no idea who they are. I hope they're good dudes.
I'm sure they are.
If they're coming to our golf tournament, they're good people.
Dudes.
We don't allow complainers.
No.
Well, sort of. But you know what I mean. So if you want to play, we've got that one slot, one individual, but you can't register online. Call Pledge. He'll put you in touch with Nick, and we'll get that worked out.
Awesome.
Everybody, though, is invited to come hang out with us next Monday afternoon at the after party at the Hangar Bar there on Potranco.
Good place.
Good place.
Good place. Going to be a lot of fun. We're going to do the show from there, 2 to 6. The Blitz will be live, so you can come heckle us.
You could come heckle us, and honestly, and if you want that last deal, it might be worth the price of admission, but I'm told, I'm not supposed to say anything about this yet, but we have Fiesta medals, 94-1 Fiesta medals.
Wow.
That are going to be in the goodie bags for the golfers. We'll probably have a couple at the Hangar Bar as well.
I would imagine so.
I would imagine. So for
That's
$120,
awesome.
You can get a Fiesta medal and a round of golf.
How about that? And lots of cold beer.
Yeah, lots and lots of cold beer.
Yes. Yep. So, I mean, you can't beat that.
You can't. You can. Everything is good. So call Pledge if you want to play golf, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. The deal is not up on the registration page. Is not on our website right now because it's just one. That wasn't there Friday, but it is there today.
All right.
And if another team drops out, we'll do the same thing. We'll let you know. But we had one dude. Something came up. Life happens. We get that.
Well, yeah, sure.
So you can replace them. Interesting talk over the weekend with the Dallas Cowboys, some of the different things that are going on. A lot of questions about Dak Prescott, which I always find interesting, especially this time of year. Coming off of an injury, a lot of people questioning Dak. Now you've got the videos that have surfaced where he looks phenomenal, trimmed down, supposedly down about 30 pounds, coming off a hamstring injury. I guess that wouldn't be overly surprising, and we don't know this yet. We'll find out once they get in OTAs and people start asking questions. Do you think Schottenheimer told him to trim down some? Or one of the doctors, like, hey, you need to lose some weight here because that's going to prolong your career?
Well, it could be. I mean, all of those things are true. But, I mean, I think Dak probably just, sometimes you wake up and you say, man, I'm getting a little chunky. Need to lose some weight.
The dad bod?
Little
Stop.
dad bod, right?
Stop.
So, look, I don't know. Dak probably looks pretty big still. He's a big man. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
So, interesting. He looks great.
The knowledge, the corporate knowledge, to steal a Greg Popovich term, that Dak has. And one of the reasons why you want a guy like Schottenheimer to replace Mike McCarthy, because so much will be consistent. There will be different changes. There always is. But for the most part, very comfortable for Dak. Listening to Tyler Guyton, of all people, talk on a podcast over the weekend, the Know-It-All podcast about, his know-it-all quarterback.
Bro, it's cool as like I've wanted to be a part of that for such a long time, and now that I'm a part of it and I get to see him, deciphering defenses as a quarterback and working with his brain like it's a machine, bro. Like honestly, it's a skill to be able to digress everything like he can do. So it's definitely surreal for me, and I appreciate having a quarterback like that.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. What's he gonna say? He sucks. Can't win a playoff game. I mean, only I can say that.
Well, I mean, you and a gazillion other people out there. Look, Dak is a great regular season quarterback. That is a fact. He also sucks in the postseason. That is a fact. Look at his record. Look at the results. He is a great regular season quarterback. At some point, and only time will tell, will he get over the hump in the postseason when it really does matter?
That's you would hope so. They got to get back to the playoffs first before that happens, and he's got to stay healthy. So all of those things are will go. I think for the most part, I don't know. He's been dinged up here lately, but you need him to play all 17.
You do, although he has missed time in 4 of the last 5 years. Now, when he gets hurt, they don't make the playoffs. When he's healthy, they make the playoffs, or healthier. He's going to make the playoffs. And from the moment they let Cooper Rush walk, a lot of concern because Cooper Rush proved to be a game-ready backup quarterback. Now, when the talk of a trade for Joe Milton first started, a lot of people wondering, is that the right move? Now that trade has happened, after about 2 weeks' worth of talk, it's funny, when you talk to Cowboy fans, now they're excited about Joe Milton. Some even saying, well, maybe he should just replace Dak Prescott now, which isn't going to happen. And no, I'm not talking about Joe. I'm talking about the drunk dude at the Rue Pub the other night about 1 o'clock in the morning that apparently is not a fan of Dak Prescott.
There's another one that's not?
Apparently not.
Wow.
Now, I will say this guy said he is a Tennessee Volunteer fan. And he is all about Milton. And you know what? You listen to Adam Schefter on his podcast, a lot of excitement now building for Joe Milton being a member of the Cowboys.
I think Joe Milton was given permission to seek a trade. I think that he recognized that Drake May was there, and they went out and signed Josh Dobbs as a veteran. And so he's looking at being the number 3 guy and no room to really grow. So I think he was looking for a fresh start. And the Dallas Cowboys lost Trey Lance in free agency to the Chargers. They weren't going to re-sign him. They paid him about $6 million last year, if my math and memory are correct. And so now they get Joe Milton for like the next 3 years for like $3-4 million. So they get him for a few years at a cost savings for moving back 40 some odd picks in the upcoming draft. For the Dallas Cowboys, it's a bargain. For the New England Patriots, they felt like, okay, this kid wants to move on. We've got a new coaching staff. They didn't pick him. We'll send him on his way. We'll improve our draft position. So it kind of works for everybody. And Joe Milton is an interesting prospect. I remember when I visited Michigan and talked to some of their coaches back when he was there, and they told me that Joe Milton had enough potential to be the number 1 overall pick in the draft. Number 1. Now, he did not, at least to this point, turn out to be that type of quarterback. But now he gets a fresh start, something that he asked for.
You know, it'll be interesting to see because really the knock on Milton has just been his consistency, right? He's got a huge arm, this guy. He can move. He's athletic, and it's just been consistency, and that's been the problem.
Well,
so hopefully the Cowboys don't have to find out if he's consistent or not. Although what I think is going to be perfect for him, Jason, is the fact that at least over the summer, he's going to get a lot of reps. The Cowboys are going to get to see a lot of them.
You know, I listening to Shefty talk about his time at Michigan. He was at Michigan when Shea Patterson was the quarterback there, and I guess supposedly going to replace Shea Patterson in 18 and 19. Did play in a couple of games, but all during, I don't know, garbage time. Then he competed with Dylan McCaffrey to be Michigan starter in 2020. He was considered the favorite, but the pandemic happened, and then he was off to Tennessee. So, but if Shefty is going to say on his podcast that when this kid was at Michigan, now granted, years ago, they were saying that he had the potential to be the number 1 pick. That's pretty high praise. I don't know that Shefty says that. It's one thing to say, yeah, we got a guy, he'll be a good pro. But they were thinking back then when they were developing him, he could turn into being that kind of guy. But, again, Tennessee, strong arm, just inaccurate as hell. Can the Cowboys fix his accuracy issues? That becomes the million-dollar question. They've got 3 years to do it to find out if he's going to be the ultimate heir apparent to Dak Prescott, because Dak is playing on his last deal, I would think, with the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, God, I would hope so.
Well,
I mean, my gosh.
I know you would hope so.
I would hope so, for goodness sake. He shouldn't be playing on this deal.
Well, but he is.
But he is.
Yeah, he
so,
is.
Look, I think it was a good move for Dallas. I don't think there's any issue there at all. And I think you've got Will Greer there as well. They'll bring in another guy for a training camp arm. Who knows? We'll see. Well, but again, if you're a Cowboy fan, do you really want to see this guy play? Not in the regular season, you don't.
No, actually, I don't. I don't. Well, let me rephrase that. Remember last year when we called for different packages using Trey Lance's wheels?
Yes.
I would like to see that with Joe Milton. I would like to see the Cowboys get a little bit more creative. At times, although as soon as I say that, I know. As soon as you see him come in, it's quarterback run. That makes it too easy on the defense. But there's a possibility there. And in the draft, which wide receiver? The wide receiver, how do you say his name?
Emeka Egbuka?
Just the last name.
Egbuka.
Sure. That dude visited the Cowboys over the weekend.
Uh-huh.
I want to see him in a Cowboy uniform.
He's been a couple of days there with the Cowboys.
I'll learn his name. Yep.
Yeah,
Friday and Saturday.
Now he's going to Green Bay, though. Or he's in Green Bay today.
Yeah.
So.
Well, they're all making the rounds. It's that time of year.
It is.
I like the tires the Cowboys are kicking ahead of the draft right now, though. I really do like the guys that come in. And historically speaking, the Cowboys tend to draft somebody that came on one of their 30 visits.
Well, it'll be interesting. And the more you look at it, it seems like the Cowboys are going to draft a wide receiver with that 12th overall pick. Either this kid, I know Golden from Texas has been mentioned.
Yep.
And then you got the guy from Arizona.
Ted McMillan.
Yeah.
Which he's the one that doesn't love football.
He doesn't love football.
His words, not mine.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see.
I need to find a new team, apparently, according to a guy on our YouTube page.
Why?
Well, because I'm a hater.
Well, you're a Cowboy fan.
But I'm a hater.
Okay.
Apparently.
He doesn't like that?
I just spew facts, and Cowboy fans can't handle facts. That's the problem.
I'm not really sure if those are actual facts, sir.
What, the Dak sucks in the playoffs? That's a fact.
Well, that is a fact. His playoff record is not a winning one.
It sucks.
Yes. Yes, it does.
I just spew facts, Minix. That's it.
You spew a lot of things, sir. Facts every now and then.
That is a fact.
Facts the way you see them.
That is a fact.
Facts the way you see them.
Oh, my goodness.
It's also a fact. Actually, we'll just get into it coming up. You won't believe, well, you would believe some of the things that high school kids do.
Unbelievable.
Yes.
Yeah, and I've got to ask a question. Speaking of high school kids, cheese.
Cheese.
Is that a new thing? You cheese somebody's car?
Yes.
You don't egg it, you cheese it.
Eggs have gotten too expensive.
That's a question
Not
we're gonna pose.
Cheese is cheap, but yes, it's happening.
It is.
It's happening.
Cheese.
What? What?
What movie was that from? Back to School, or what was one of those?
I don't know. You can put that on the T-shirt if you want. You go over to Sammy's Embroidery and Printing and have them spell that out. It'll start on the front, end in the back, however you need to do it. You need a T-shirt screen printed, go see Sam. You need your logo on any kind of gear. Sammy's Embroidery and Printing has their spring line on display right now in that massive showroom down on San Pedro. So if you need a golf shirt, a fishing shirt, any kind of nice shirt for the spring for your employees, T-shirt screen printed, go see Sam. Fiesta's right around the corner. Your group doing some volunteering and they need some T-shirts done, go see Sam. You need caps made. Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom, including the popular Richardson 112 style trucker caps, the Katie caps, Nike, Cap America, to name a few. Sam has over 700 uniform lines to choose from, all kinds of industries. Sammy's Embroidery and Printing. Nobody has better prices. Sam has all the big name brands. No order too big, no order too small. And Sam is the only company in Texas that offers one-day turnaround. Call 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or go by that massive showroom down on San Pedro, 1 mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
Taking you home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Hunger striking, snack time calling, it's crunch time. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds brings you the boldest protein-packed crunch you can't resist, with mouth-watering flavors like hot honey, sweet barbecue, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Why settle for chips when you can level up your snacking game? Plus, they're low-carb, high-protein, and made for adventurous appetites. Score big flavor today. Grab Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds at H-E-B.
When it comes to vaccines, it's important to get the facts. The City of San Antonio Metropolitan Health District understands that keeping your child safe is your top priority. Vaccines are safe and can help your child's immune system fight harmful germs. They protect against serious diseases and can even save lives. Because when it comes to your child's health, it's time to get real about vaccines and get the facts. Learn more at sa.gov/health. sa.gov/health.
From a fender bender to a total loss, Davis Law Firm has a team of expert attorneys ready to get you back on the road with the verdict or settlement you deserve. Y hablamos español. Want more? Call the Fours. Davis Law Firm San Antonio, 444-4444.
I'm at a smoothie bar asking people if they'd switch smoothies with me for $574.
Oh, I'll switch.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
That's a headache.
Nope, it's painless.
Oh. So it's easy money.
Yep, check Allstate first and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
Carbach Brewing was not born in San Antonio, Texas, but they have certainly gone out of their way to make San Antonio their second home. We had the head brewer come in, and he said when they first started to reach outside of Houston, San Antonio was the place they wanted to be, and does it show. Carbach beer is all over our great city, from their in-your-face flagship IPA, Hopadillo, to the Ziegenbach, to their best seller, the Love Street, their Kolsch-style blonde. There is something for everyone in Carbach's lineup, and it is all over the place. Of course, you're going to find it at the grocery stores. Of course, you're going to find it at the liquor stores, but it's also at a bunch of bars and restaurants around town. They wanted to make this their second home, and that's what it's become. So when you're out, you're watching the games at your local sports bar, your local restaurant, your local hangout, you're thinking, I want to elevate my beer game a little bit. Well, friend, wherever you're at, they probably have some Carbach either on tap or in cans. So when you're out and about doing your thing, go ahead and make sure to ask your bartender to please make it a Carbach.
Folks, right now is the ideal time to get ready for the summer season with the Quarter Moon AC $58.99 preseason special. It's a real home run. You'll have your AC ready before the summer heat hits. We'll inspect your AC's indoor and outdoor coils, filters, temperature levels, and make sure you're ready for the summer heat, all just for $58.99. So when your AC is warming up, Quarter Moon comes in like a heavy hitter.
Hey, batter, I'm gonna give it some heat.
651-5899.
License number TACLA 141074E M16004.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
We're going to have a new national champion tonight. It will be decided between the Houston Cougars and the Florida Gators. Tip-off at the Alamo Dome set for 7:50, but it all starts right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star at 5 o'clock. Spurs fell in Portland to the Trailblazers and officially knocks them out of postseason contention. They return to action tomorrow in L.A. against number 2 and the Clippers.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Glad to have you along on a Monday afternoon on the radio. Maybe you're watching on YouTube. You can always subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel, and there is a poll up there on the YouTube.
There is. And it's all about one shining moment. Do you like it? Do you not like it? If you like Pledge, do you hate it? Or do you just not care?
Now, that topic came up right before the show started because the show on before us, the Rich Eisen show, Rich was talking about how they just need to do away with it. And I was like, who hates this? And Pledge was like, I hate it.
I do.
I hate it. Then he said, well, hate's a strong word, but he hates it. So what's your level of care for one shining moment? Love it, 26%. Don't care, 66%. Don't want it, 9%. You could vote in there. I'm surprised that, it's one of those things that you don't care about unless it's not there. If you missed it, I think you would lose your mind, even if you say you don't care.
I wouldn't care. I don't really care. Although it's interesting to watch, and I like, you kind of relive some of the best moments of the tournament. But if it went away, I'm like, okay.
We'll see. We'll see. I mean, it's, it is what it is, right? But at the same time, it's kind of one of those, like, it matters. And if it wasn't there, I think you would notice it. You might think you don't care, but you're going to stick around and watch it tonight. All of it. And then see it again on social. And then probably share it with some friends. Because that's what.
I don't know if I'm going to share it with any friends.
Dude, you shared something with me today that I did not expect. Let's talk about it on the Headline Blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. 2 guys, 2 opinions, never enough time.
Joe Reinagel and I have been good friends since 1993.
Yes.
A long time.
Yes.
And we've been working together now here on the Blitz a little more than 3 years.
Yes.
Right?
Factual, yes.
Yes. Because all I do is give facts. So, and in 3 years, there are a couple things that I just know Joe does not give a damn about that I do. And he sent 2 things today that kind of stunned me. One is if I wasn't aware that Ovi passed the great Wayne Gretzky over the weekend.
I'm going to try to force it to him if he's open. Here is Ovechkin. Shoots. He scores! He scores! Number 895!
He made sure that I was aware that something in hockey happened. I'm impressed that Joe Reinagel actually knew that something big in hockey happened that was worthy of discussion on the show. You're coming along, young man.
I was aware, and I like the way Ovechkin slid on his belly, down the ice. That was cool. And you know what was cool is Wayne Gretzky handling all of this with nothing but class.
Yep.
I mean, he really did. When he tied it the other night, Gretzky was in attendance, and there again, I think last night.
He was there.
He handled it with nothing but class. And so I thought it was good. It's a big moment in sports, even though it is hockey.
Wayne Gretzky talked about a conversation he had with his dad about when he passed Gordie Howe and was getting close and then passed Gordie Howe, how Gordie handled it. And his dad said, you need to do the same. And Wayne looked around and went, ain't nobody going to break this record. And the fact that they did it Ovi did it in the same number of games as Wayne Gretzky.
Oh, wow. See, I did not know that.
It's pretty incredible when you think about it. So that was one that I was surprised that I knew we were going to talk about today. I just didn't know that Reinagel would initiate it. The other one is rock and roll. Now, the other night, we were going out, we were going to see a band, and Joe Tex said, you're probably going to go see something that sounds like Papa Rat. I'm out. I'm just going to go get something to eat and go home. I got to let the dogs out. I've got to, it's rock and roll. So I was stunned today when he sent me a Papa Roach video.
Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort.
Carrie Underwood singing with them.
Carrie Underwood.
Yeah, that's why he sent it.
That's exactly. She's trying to countrify them.
I don't know about that.
No, it was kind of cool when I saw that. Carrie Underwood, obviously a fan of Papa Roach, or at least that song. I don't know. I'm assuming she's a fan.
Everybody's a fan of that song.
Well, it's a great song.
Yeah.
It's a great song.
Yeah.
But it's kind of cool that Carrie Underwood made an appearance at a Papa Roach concert and sang a song. Very cool.
Well, one day you'll have to make an appearance at a Papa Roach concert. You could have gone a couple days ago when they were in town.
You know, I could have.
Carrie Underwood did not jump on stage.
Well, that's unfortunate.
It really is.
It really is. But yeah, I'll go see anybody once.
Would you?
Well, not anybody.
Liar.
No. Papa Roach. I'd go to a Papa Roach concert. Why not?
You had a chance. They were just here.
Well, they'll be back. Are you kidding me? Since I've been here 3 years, they've been here 3 times already.
Well, yeah, no, they make the rounds.
Yes.
They're good.
So they'll be back.
All right. I was just impressed with that. And of course, any kind of toiletry items, not items, any kind of poo stories or pee stories. Apparently, probably not really part of it. Well, this is part of the unwritten rules of baseball, right? It's also against the law.
Unwritten rules of humanity.
Well, high school in Rio Rancho, New Mexico, which is a suburb of Albuquerque, I believe. One of the baseball players peed into the Gatorade jug of the opposing team, and then I guess diluted it with water. So I guess his job as a baseball player is make sure the visiting team has, those Gatorade bottles, Gatorade jugs in their dugout. And this kid peed in there. He now faces 15 counts.
Of what?
What do you mean of what?
Of 15 counts. He only peed once.
Well, yeah, but 15 kids apparently drank out of it. So, because it is not only a part of unwritten rules of baseball, it's against the law. He's a 16-year-old who has not been named, is facing the charges in 15 counts of battery. is what they have
Battery.
it listed. Battery.
Wow.
Is what they listed as.
Those guys, this thing, Gatorade's got a little wang to it.
A little wang?
A little wang.
I'm not sure what that means. Little wang
A
to
little
it.
wang
little,
to
little,
it.
Little wang to it. Yeah.
I don't want a big, long thing down there.
Yeah.
Just gets in the way.
Stop. What are you thinking? Right? I mean, seriously, what are you thinking? I'm just going to pee in their jug? I'll get them.
I don't know if everybody did that, but I mean, that's a high school kid prank. I don't know. You think would be funny when you were in high school?
Yeah. No. No.
You just have to have a good view when they drink it. Right, to make sure that.
Is that refreshing?
Be laughing your tail off.
Talk about a transfusion drink.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Now, that's a high
pretty
school
disgusting.
prank. Imagine a middle school principal in Florida. And yes, of course, Florida. He says, quote, he did something dumb. His name is Gregory Lewis. He is the principal at a school down there in Florida, Winter Haven. Went to a Winter Haven Walmart. And he got caught skip scanning.
Skip scanning.
Skip scanning.
Okay.
Now, to me, why they call it skip scanning and not shoplifting, I'm not sure. But skip scanning apparently is a new legal term. I just learned this today. So what this guy did is he got caught placing a bag of disposable foam plates between more expensive items to steal them and only pay for the cheaper items. He had tried to steal a large pack of light bulbs, bacon, and frozen butterfly shrimp, totaling $37.45, according to the arrest affidavit. The middle school principal admitted to the crime, told Winter Haven police on video that his friends had told him about the shoplifting tactic, and he wanted to try it out for himself.
See if it would work.
He said on video, quote, "We sit around talking, hey, I did this. Let me try and see what I can get away with. I did something dumb today, and I understand it." Dude, you're a principal at a middle school. How often did you have a kid in your office that said, well, Joe told me to do it, so I thought I would try it?
I just wonder what happens to him. I mean, does he have to go to the principal's office?
He's going to see a judge.
I mean, seriously, that's just kind of weird. Curiosity, man.
Well, I'm just trying to think. You're a principal, so I'm going to assume that you've got some professional-minded friends. You sit around and talk about stealing from the grocery store?
Well, that had to be over a few drinks.
Oh, you
right?
think?
It had to be. So,
Joe, tell me, what's your latest scam to get free cheese from H-E-B?
I don't know how that works, because I think when you scan it, doesn't it like take off that electronic thing when you walk through the door?
Dude, he got caught. Although he got caught because they watch, because everything we do is on video. They were watching. But at the same time, I guess if you're holding two items and you place in the bag, although I always thought those things knew it was about weight. Like the machine gets agitated if you don't put it in that area.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you just try to take something, put it back in your basket. No, it's got to hit that weight scale deal and go.
Yeah.
I don't know. Skip scanning, though.
Skip scanning.
It's a term I didn't know until today.
Well, the other one is cheese.
What?
I didn't know you cheesed cars. So I love this Nextdoor app, right? I don't know how many people are on there listening.
A gazillion people.
So, and it's never about my neighborhood.
No.
It's always about somebody else's neighborhood that doesn't even live anywhere close to where I live. So this guy said, my dad's truck got cheesed last night. And I'm going, what the hell is that? And so you click on the picture, and there's slices of cheese on the dad's truck. Now, if it's, 100 degrees outside, that might be an issue, right? It's going to melt all over. But when it's 45 or whatever it was last night, I don't think it would be a problem. But I didn't know that was a thing. When I was in high school or whatever, you egged people's cars.
Well, yeah, eggs are too expensive now.
Maybe that's it. I don't know. Is cheese not as expensive as eggs? I don't know. But there were slices of cheese on his dad's truck, and the question was his dad targeted or was just a bunch of kids?
It's a great question.
Interesting question, right?
Well, I would hate to think what happens when that cheese starts to melt onto the car.
Well, I hope they got it off. But like I said, if you're going to cheese somebody's car, I'd wait till July at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Again, cheese can't be that much cheaper. Seems bizarre. You'd almost say stick around and egg something, but toilet paper.
Toilet paper used to do that too.
Well, sure.
Toilet paper somebody's house.
I imagine you used to do that a lot.
Maybe once or twice.
Mm-hmm.
We used to steal Christmas lights off this one house's bush.
What?
Yeah, because they had a big bush. It was huge. I'm not sure about her. I'm just saying, in their front yard, it was huge. And they would put lights all in there. And so you'd walk up there and you'd twist the lights, and you get about 5 of them. You go to Sonic and drive through there, and you hit them throw them down on the ground, they pop. Now, they don't do that now, but back in those days.
Why would you do that at Sonic?
Well, why not? That's where everybody met in Alice. We'd all drive through
Y'all went to Dairy Burger.
Well, we did that for lunch. I'm just talking about everybody would meet at Sonic, and then you figure out where the hell you're going after that.
I got you.
See,
so we had Storms Drive-In for that.
All right, you see?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll never forget that. One day, walked around that bush, I heard a chick. I'm like, oh. So after I wiped myself, they called the cops.
The biggest prank we used to do. Well, we could have some fun in doing a segment on this. Biggest pranks you did in high school. We used to play mailbox baseball, and we would drive down this Topsy Road in Copper's Cove, and there was this guy. You're standing in the back of a truck, and you just knock the mailboxes off, right? Now, my dad was a mailman. I know the trouble that we could have gotten into for doing that. But we got this one guy's mailbox, I don't know how many times, and that guy got smart, and he put a pole on the other side of his mailbox. We didn't know it, and I'll never forget my friend Brian Irons. He swung the bat. He hit that mailbox, and that pole, it didn't go anywhere, and it just pulled Brian right out of that truck.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good times.
Ah, sure.
Good times.
They always find a way to outsmart us.
Yeah, they do. That's funny. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The San Antonio Spurs have officially been eliminated from postseason contention.
Wow.
Now they still need to continue to lose to increase their chances in the lottery. That's the goal now the rest of the way. But playoffs, play-in, that dream, if you were hoping, done. Although the West playoffs are just going to be incredible. Over the final week of the regular season. Let's talk some hoops. Coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Guys over 40, this one is for you. You need to know this website, fixmylowt.com. That's where you need to go if you've been running out of energy or getting tired easily. You need Synergenics, where they're all about helping men feel their best with TRT, otherwise known as testosterone replacement therapy. Synergenics has clinics all over San Antonio in convenient locations. There is one near you. You can walk in, see a real medical provider, and get started. It's simple, no hassle. Guys love Synergenics because treatment plans are made just for you. I'm sure you've seen online TRT services popping up everywhere, but who wants to be stuck waiting for test kits, lab results, and meds? You can go right now to Synergenics and get it done fast and in person, and it's customized to you. Personalized treatment is the key because not everybody has the same testosterone levels. At Synergenics, their personalized therapy goes well beyond standard treatments. They've been the go-to experts in TRT for well over a decade, and during the month of April, the consultation is free. Treatment is covered by most major insurance, so take advantage. It's a super affordable way to check your testosterone levels and change your life for the better. So if you're feeling off, don't wait. Synergenics helps men like you get back to feeling full of energy and ready to take on anything. So if you're struggling to lose a few pounds, take care of you can take care of that with prescription weight loss treatment options there at Synergenics. You know what you need to do is go to fixmylowt.com and book your appointment now and take control of your health today. Again, the website, fixmylowt.com.
A lot of people argue that the best breed of dog is a lineage called the Rescue. They're right. That's why we're asking San Antonio Sports Star listeners to help no-kill rescue agencies around San Antonio with food that these pups need. They're all good dogs. They just need a chance. The voice of the National Dog Show, John O'Hurley, will join the Sports Star guys all day Friday, April 11th for the 2025 Puppy Food Bank Radiothon. Sponsored by Thomas J. Henry, the Institute for Functional Health, Big State Financial, G2Fi Shoes, Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat and AC, Ponderosa Ranch, Mr. W Fireworks, and Fifi and Fido's Pet Boutique. So lend a helping paw during the 2025 Puppy Food Bank Radiothon, Friday, April 11th, with 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Being arrested isn't just a setback. It's a nightmare that can destroy your life and reputation. At Barton & Associates, we're here to make sure your one bad night doesn't turn into a lifetime of regret. Contact Barton & Associates today at texasarrest.com. That's texasarrest.com.
Imagine selling your home and getting paid before and after it sells. It's like getting paid twice. You can with Orchard. Jason Minix here from 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Orchard puts cash right into your pocket so you can buy your dream home. Then your Orchard experts prepare and market your old home, including repairs, showings, even price-boosting upgrades. And here's why Orchard's the best. When your home sells for more, which happens 9 times out of 10, you get that cash too. It's almost like getting paid twice. That's why Orchard is the smarter, faster, hassle-free to sell your home. Orchard can unlock cash from your old home to use on your new home. That's payday 1. You buy your new place, and once you're in, Orchard sells your old home for top dollar. You get that money too. Boom, payday 2. Start with your free home valuation at orchard.com or call 1-844-421-SELL. That's 1-844-421-SELL. 1-844-421-SELL.
If you've been waiting and waiting to get your eyes taken care of, tired of wearing those glasses, tired of wearing those contacts, what are you waiting for? Now is the time to get it done. At Manrique Custom Vision Center, Dr. Manrique prides himself in getting you out of those glasses or contacts with his blade and pain-free LASIK, which is totally safe and comfortable. It will give you the best possible vision, and you can throw out the glasses and contacts. They've got over 25 years of experience, and they've done over 72,000 laser vision corrections. They offer financing to all with up to 36 months interest-free. Give them a call today to set it up. 210-354-2020. Come and see the Manrique difference for yourself. Every patient benefits from a customized vision plan that they bring to life with state-of-the-art technology, a variety of options to help make your treatment an investment you can afford and the right people. Change your vision, change your life today. It's Manrique, 210-354-2020.
Flight by Yuengling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yuengling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yuengling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yuengling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Get 5 quarts of O'Reilly full synthetic motor oil and a MicroGuard oil filter for $29.99. In-store only. Limit supply.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Tragically, recent data reveals that 40% of women in Texas will experience intimate partner violence. Christie's Hope is dedicated to breaking the cycle of domestic violence by providing shelter, healing, and counseling, and empowering survivors to take their first steps towards lasting safety and independence. Thomas J. Henry stands with us in our commitment to end domestic violence. Donate today at christieshope.org.
Keeping your engines healthy means protecting them in season and out. Experts trust Stable to do that, and third-party testing confirms it. Stable is the industry leader in preventing fuel-related issues, no matter if you use it in your car, boat, or outdoor power equipment. In season or out, at every fill-up or when you store. Start with Stable.
Listen to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star on your Amazon or Google smart speaker and just say, Alexa, play 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Kind of surprised there's a couple of NBA games tonight, knowing there's a national championship game in college basketball.
Yeah, I'm surprised too, but they are early, and so I think they'll be wrapping up or pretty close to being done. But I'm with you. I thought the NBA would just take the night off completely.
You know, maybe at one point they did, but there's no, what's the word I'm looking for? Respect.
No respect.
You know, NFL can steal opening day from Christmas Day from the NBA, and you know all that different kind of stuff. So it's there. Spurs don't play tonight. They do get the Clippers tomorrow night, and they're playing great basketball. But Spurs lose last night, and they're officially eliminated from play-in and playoff contention. So we know there will be no postseason now for the 6th straight season for the San Antonio Spurs.
Boy, but we're getting good at that lottery thing. A lot of experience there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sucks.
Now,
it really does.
I left it up to Tom Orsborn from the Express News to write about the research here. And this is Tom's writing. Great writer.
He really is.
On a positive note, the Spurs stayed ahead of the Blazers in the race for the NBA's 8th worst record. The club owning the 9th worst record will have a 4.5% chance of landing the number 1 pick in June's draft and a 20.2% chance of vaulting into the top 4. The number 8 team will have a 6% chance of landing the top pick and a 26.2% chance of leaping in to the top 4.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Well, I mean, suckage matters down the stretch. There's something to play for or not, and that's where do you finish with the worst overall record. Going into the game last night, both teams still had a chance mathematically, and in one game, a team won but still lost. They were eliminated last night in Portland.
Well, the Spurs can't drop any further in the Western Conference. And I'm trying to look at the Eastern Conference there. 29-50 is Toronto, so they've got a 3-game lead there, 3.5 actually game lead over Toronto. So it's going to be tough to fall any farther than they are right now.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, it's there, but can continue to lose, boys. Now, what's interesting is while the Spurs have been eliminated from postseason potential, the chance of winning an award in the postseason is still there. In fact, Steph Castle thinks he's already wrapped up Rookie of the Year.
I mean, yeah, I feel like at this point, I pretty much got it locked up. I mean, really just continuing to, be myself, not really think about it when I'm in the game. But, I mean, just game by game, I mean, I feel like I'm, more confident enough to be able to say that, I am it.
I think he's right. I mean, I think he's right.
Yeah.
So, and I guess that will put a little shine on what has been another dismal regular season for the Spurs.
Back-to-back Rookie of the Years.
Not bad, huh?
Back-to-back, no playoffs. Sixth straight year for no playoffs. That's why we've been saying for weeks, this offseason is so big for the San Antonio Spurs. And at least now there's clarity on when the season ends. And probably with that, a timeline that can truly be discussed with Greg Popovich about a decision. Even Mike Finger was talking about that on one of the Express News podcasts about this offseason is so important, but Pop has to make a decision, or as I've been saying for weeks, a decision needs to be made, whether it's Pop's or somebody else makes the decision for Greg Popovich. Now, he's earned the right to make that decision, but if he can't, there needs to be a time frame where the organization says this offseason is too important to have the head coach in limbo.
Well, absolutely right. Look, I think the Spurs are going to be aggressive. I think we've already seen it with De'Aaron Fox. So I think they're going to be aggressive, depending on where they are in the draft makeup and number one or wherever they're at. We can figure out who they might be pointing to there. But I agree with you with Pop. He's got to make that decision. Look, Mike Budenholzer is going to be available.
Yeah.
He's going to get fired in Phoenix. I don't think there's any question about that. There are a lot of lists. And, look, this is a job with the players that the Spurs have now, the new one they're going to get in the draft. It's a good place to come. So I think there's going to be a lot of interest in this Spurs job. So Pop will make that decision. I just think it's something that he's waiting. There's no reason to make it now. Wait till the end of the regular season, and then you make that decision. If he can come back, that's fantastic. But if he can't, that decision needs to be made sooner rather than later.
It certainly does. And we know Greg Popovich knows that. We know the Spurs organization knows that. It's going to be interesting. The playoffs, the final week of the regular season is fascinating how jumbled everything up. Oklahoma City, the 1 seed, they're fine. The Rockets, probably going to be the 2 seed. They could finish no lower than the 3 seed. The Lakers, think about this. The Lakers could be the 2 seed or they could drop to the 8 seed. They've got Oklahoma City, Dallas, Houston, and Portland. Denver, and they've been struggling with Jamal Murray out.
4 in a row they've lost.
Yeah, they could be the 3 seed, highest they could finish. Well, they could also finish as the 8 seed. The Clippers, they're playing really good basketball right now. They could finish as high as the 3 seed, no lower than the 8 seed. Golden State could finish as high as the 3 seed, no lower than the 8 seed. Minnesota could finish as the 3 seed or no lower than the 8 seed. Same with Memphis. It is crazy right now that you've got all those teams right now with a week to go, and you could be anywhere from 3 to 8.
Well, it's incredible. The Clippers, the Warriors, the T-Wolves, and the Grizzlies, all with the same record. So all 4 of those teams, I mean, there's going to be movement there. Sacramento and Dallas. Phoenix still with a shot, I guess, of getting into the play-in, but, man, they've lost 6 in a row. So it's going to be difficult for them. They're just not playing good basketball. They will have a new head coach next season, too. I mean, you have to believe, right? The West is going to be very entertaining down the stretch. It really is. The East, not so much.
Well, I mean, I guess Boston still with an outside chance of getting the 1 seed, but they're going to be the 2 seed. Cleveland will be the 1 seed. New York, Indiana. It's not quite as jumbled, although I think the East playoffs could be pretty interesting when you look at some of the matchups. Atlanta, as you're watching for their pick, they could finish as high as the 7th seed. Right now, today, they're the 8th. The lowest they're going to finish is the 10th seed. So they're going to be a play-in team, not in the lottery officially at this point. So, and again, 2 games tonight, one at 6, one at 6:30. Kings and Pistons and the Sixers at Heat. With the championship game tonight, I'm really surprised that there's a couple of NBA games, but they got to get them in with a week to go in the regular season.
That Kings-Pistons game is a big one.
Yeah.
I mean, the Pistons can still move up in the standings, and Sacramento's just trying to get in the play-in. So, big game.
Big game for sure. The biggest right here in the Alamo Dome, the national championship game, Houston and Florida. Let's talk about it. Coming up here on the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Well, I tell you what, it was windy over the weekend, wasn't it? My goodness, it was windy. Those poor guys out at the Valero, Texas Open, man, they had it tough out there. I hope it didn't do any damage to your roof. There was a lot of wind out there, and sometimes that can happen. If you think that might have happened, call Stevens Roofing, family-owned, locally based company. They're the best in the business. They've been in business here in San Antonio and South Texas for a long, long time, so you know they're doing it right. And, in fact, when you give them a call at 210-785-0994, just have them come out and check your roof. That's all they want to do. They'll come out. They'll give you a free, no-obligation roof inspection. So whether you need a new roof, a minor repair, simple confirmation that your roof is in great shape. Either way, they're going to let you know. And if you need some work done to your roof, well, they'll go over a plan with you and let you know what it's going to be. Stevens Roofing and Solar is the absolute best in the business. Let them come out, check your roof, and give you that peace of mind you know you want, because there will be more spring storms. It's inevitable here in San Antonio and South Texas. Stevens Roofing and Solar, give them a call. Why don't you do it right now? 210-785-0994.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Tuesday on the Morning Huddle, there could be only one. Championship discussion starts early. And now the college hoops is over, I guess we can start paying attention to the NBA. Playoffs right around the corner. Who's in, who's out? We'll talk about it. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
When it comes to vaccines, it's important to get the facts. The City of San Antonio Metropolitan Health District understands that keeping your child safe is your top priority. Vaccines are safe and can help your child's immune system fight harmful germs. They protect against serious diseases and can even save lives. Because when it comes to your child's health, it's time to get real about vaccines and get the facts. Learn more at sa.gov/health. sa.gov/health.
Look, there's feelings, and then there's the facts. If you're feeling like your finance team is bogged down in mundane manual tasks, the fact is, you need Ramp. Ramp is the corporate card that makes the expense process fast and easy. The moment your team makes a purchase, Ramp handles everything. Receipt collection and approvals, the works. With Ramp, you can cut your month-end close from 5 days to 1, customize approval workflows, and get complete control over every transaction. Facts. Over 25,000 businesses trust Ramp, including Shopify and the Boys and Girls Club of America, which is why they were just named #1 in spend management by G2. Facts. Start using Ramp and you'll have more time to spend scaling your business, and that'll feel really good. Upgrade to Ramp for free today and get $250 at ramp.com/radio. Ramp.com/radio. That's ramp.com/radio.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
You know what's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. That's why the Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag with a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger, 4-piece nugs, Junior Hot and Crispy Fries, and small soft drink is available all the time. Because the best time for fresh, never frozen beef and Applewood smoked bacon is all the time. Duh. I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot. For the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's.
Unlimited time does not mean forever. U.S. price and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Alaska, Hawaii, and California and via third-party delivery. Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place. For changes big and small. Loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Are you a small business owner who needs immediate cash flow? At Swish Funding, we have flexible funding options from $25,000 to $2 million. For the best rates and terms for your business, just one application to Swish Funding gives you access to our entire network of funders, with cash in your account in as little as 24 hours. To qualify, you must be in business for at least 1 year with monthly revenue of $50,000. Apply at swishradio.com and use code GROW. swishradio.com, code GROW.
George gets justice. If you've been injured, get George, because George gets justice. With over 100 years of combined experience and a relentless dedication to your case, the attorneys at George Salinas Injury Lawyers will fight for what's right. If you've been injured and it's not your fault, get George and get the compensation you deserve. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
Thank you for making Total Wine & More America's #1 online source for spirits, beer, and wine. Better than all those delivery apps. Total Wine's prices are up to 30% lower with super fast delivery and no hidden fees. Order direct at TotalWine.com and pay less today.
Drink responsibly, B21.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star on YouTube. Subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. We will see one shining moment tonight. But how much do you care about seeing one shining moment?
I don't care. But if it's on, I'll watch it.
Well, Pledge hates it.
Pledge hates it.
What's your level of care for one shining moment? There is a poll on our YouTube channel right now. Love it, don't care, don't want it. Go vote in the poll. That kind of came up because Rich Eisen was talking about how he thinks it's outdated and dumb and it needs to go away. I don't know that it needs to go away. I don't know that I would. I think I would miss it if it wasn't there. Like, I'm with you. Like, I want to see it, but I don't sit around waiting for it. I know there are some people out there that do. They can't wait till they get to that part of the postgame show.
So what are you going to do tonight? How are you going to watch it?
Well, I'm going to be in the building. I'm going to see it on social media when it's all said and
That's
done.
all you can do.
That's all I can do, because I will not leave this game early, Joe Reinagel, no matter how much you try to convince me we should.
I don't think we're going to have to in this game, because I think it's going to be one of those games that's going to be nip and tuck, back and forth. So I'm going to help you out, Minix, because once the game is over, I can fire up my little trusty TV right here.
Yep.
And we can watch it.
Except for I plan on still being standing on the court by the time they play that. Don't think you're going to be watching the TV.
I might be.
While that's going on.
I could be.
You'd be that guy?
I'd be that guy.
You'd be that guy?
Sure.
Just, hey, Chuck, move over. I need to look at your monitor.
Absolutely.
You could do that.
Yeah, he'd have to move over a long way. Wow. I mean, you talk about big women. San Antonio, Chuck ain't no skinny boy. He's a round mound for a reason. Yeah.
So who's going to win tonight? Is it Florida or is it Houston? Seth Greenberg from ESPN was breaking it down and talking about how Florida matches up against that Houston defense.
It starts with their defense. They got to get stops. They got to get stops so they can play ahead of that defense, so they can get Walter Clayton in space attacking, playing downhill, but more importantly, flattening that defense out. Because if you flatten out in transition when the ball comes out, they've got to close out. And then you've got to compete. What I mean by that is everyone thinks about competing. They think about defensively. You got to compete offensively. What does that mean? Set hard screens. Cut hard. Be strong with the basketball. If you drive it in the lane, land on 2 feet, make a good decision. All right, take what the defense gives you. But if you're playing against Houston and you don't compete offensively, they are going to push you out. They're going to limit you to one shot, and you're going to have a problem. The big X factor in this thing is everyone's talking about Houston's rebounding. This Florida team rebounds almost 40% of the misses. That's a higher percentage than Houston.
I tell you what, they are good, Florida, when it comes to cleaning the glass. Both of these teams, very good with that. I tell you what, Houston, though, unfortunately we didn't get to see it, did something I didn't think they could do, and that was stop Duke for a period of time from scoring. They went, almost 6 minutes without a bucket. A field goal. I think they had a free throw or two mixed in there. But
they were on 59 for a long time.
So, I mean, my goodness. I didn't think they could do that to Duke, but they did. And that's how Houston wins. That's how they keep the game tight, and that's how they win. And man, I tell you, they are the best at it. This Florida team is good. I'm telling you, they're good. But, man, it would be hard-pressed to go against the Cougars.
You know, I'm curious to see Houston's defensive strategy against Walter Clayton Jr.?
That guy's.
It starts with making some shots, because if you can make some shots, they can set their defense. Now, if you don't make shots, you better outnumber the basketball, corral him. And then in the half court, exactly what Coach Gold said. Every single ball screen he's going to come off of, he is going to get blitz, which basically means he's going to be trapped. Every dribble handoff, he's going to get blitz. They're going to extend catches and try to force him out a step further. But they don't want to give him any room and rhythm. Run him off that three-point line, trap, get the ball out of his hands. If you are Houston, if Walter Clayton Jr. gets 30, you know what? That's a hard thing to live with if you lose that game.
Yeah. But him getting although, man, we were talking about it at the game Saturday. That young man made some money Saturday night. He made some money, and he moved up that draft board. I guarantee you, he is something else, that kid.
If Florida wins tonight, he's going to win the most outstanding player award.
Yeah, I don't think
there's no doubt about that. And one thing that Todd Golden, the coach of Florida, was like, dude, it's not like we suck at defense.
Yeah.
Right? And yes, Houston is good, but we don't fear them.
I mean, it's an honor to be able to do it. I'm just happy we're still playing. You know, I don't really necessarily. I mean, obviously we respect everyone that we're playing against. We don't fear people. We respect them, and that goes for the coaches as well. You know, like all these guys that we're competing against at this point are, you know, either Hall of Fame coaches or potentially on their way to being Hall of Fame coaches, or really, really successful head coaches. And you know, the fact that we've been able to compete and stay alive, you know, through 5 games in the tournament, I'm incredibly proud of that. And, you know, this is a great opportunity again for us tomorrow night. You know, Coach Sampson's a Hall of Fame head coach. If we're able to beat them, it'll be a great honor. And, you know, just having the opportunity is something that I don't take for granted.
2 good basketball teams, obviously, right? Both number 1 seeds, but they made it to the championship round. I just think tonight's game is going to be very similar to a Florida-Auburn type game that we saw the other night. And I tell you what, that's one of the best basketball games I think I've seen in a long time. Both of those teams just back and forth. It was fantastic. And unfortunately, we missed the best comeback of the day.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah. Boy, wisdom. I even told, I think it was Dax, our boss. I said, Duke gets a double-digit lead. Houston doesn't have the scores to come back.
You said that.
I did say that.
You said that.
I did.
You said that.
I was wrong.
And again, this is why you don't leave early. Take it from us. We left early. We were hungry.
Mm-hmm.
We were thirsty. We were on our way to the Rue Pub. It's like, all right. And I blame the NCAA. Like, can we do that? I mean, it's really Joe's fault. But, you know, the old adage, advertising works. They put it in your head. They were doing the sign games in the arena during the timeouts, and they would put up a question, and there was, you know, 2 answers, and you pointed which way. And one of the questions that they asked was, are you staying till the bitter end or leaving early to beat traffic? And I think that message right there, and Joe said, you know what, because at that point Duke looked in such control. Joe looked over at us and says, anybody here think that Houston has a chance at coming back? And all of us said no. So we bounced.
Yeah. Well, I was going to give it another 2 minutes, and you said no. Why not now?
Yeah, right. Well, it was a TV timeout, so if you're going to get up and leave, this was the time to do it. Timing. And I had to.
Yeah, I mean, there was no way. And then I'm listening in the car.
Mm-hmm.
Listening. Can't believe what I'm listening to.
Did you think about turning around and going back in?
No.
Okay.
I didn't. Because it was weird. I mean, Duke still had, a 6-point lead late.
Yeah.
In
the final minute.
Yeah. So, I mean, even then you think, well, it's going to be close. I was just worried, are they going to cover the spread? So I lost money on that game, by the way. And that pissed me off, too, because I had Duke minus 4.5.
Uh-huh.
All I wanted to do was win by 5. I'd have been perfectly happy with that.
Mm-hmm.
So I split on the night.
Well, yep. Don't leave games early.
I don't know who I'm going to take tonight. Florida's 1.5.
Who's winning tonight? What do you guys think? Who's winning and why do you think? 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. the reality is it's hard to bet against either one of these teams.
It is.
And Todd Golden might have said it the best. They're an elite. Florida is an elite offensive team and a really good top 10 defensive team. Houston is an elite defensive team, but they still have a good offense. But because their defense is so good, we don't talk about their offense.
No, we don't.
And defense wins. I mean, the fact that Houston took Duke, who seemed early like they could get what they wanted, and they took that away, the in-game adjustments. And I go coaching there. Old coach versus a new coach, a young coach. I like Sampson. I like Houston. I like what they were able to do. Although I look at Duke, and we were talking about this, watching it, Cooper Flagg is so damn good. And watching that kid in person, away from the basketball, he's one of those guys, and there's not many out there, but I found myself watching Cooper Flagg and not the game. I wanted to see what he was doing away from the ball, but you just start watching him. You know, Timmy was that way at times. J.J. Watt was that way. You just end up watching one guy because they're that special. When we started talking, Rob was sitting next to me, Rob Thompson from the Morning Huddle, and it's like, is he the best freshman to ever play? And so you start talking about, you know, Carmelo and Anthony Davis and Zion and all these different players. And could Cooper Flagg actually be the best freshman that we've ever seen play college basketball?
Yeah, he's got to be up there on the list, right? I mean, if you don't think he's the best, he's certainly top 3. The guy was incredible, and you're right. Watching him in person is so much different than seeing it on TV. He just is so smooth with the basketball, whether he's passing or making moves.
But what I appreciate with Duke, you've got a talent like that, but it's not like the offense runs completely through them.
No.
I mean, there's times where they're coming down, and it's like, well, dude, you didn't even look his way, but they're still scoring points. They just hit. And I look at that Duke offense, and I think that Duke offense was probably the best in San Antonio. And Houston shut them down for 10 freaking minutes in the second half. When it mattered most, Duke could not get a bucket. When it mattered most, Houston got stop after stop after stop. And they're going to do that tonight and cut down the nets in the Alamo Dome.
Oh, wow. A little prediction right there, huh? Okay, Cougars win. L.J. Cryer. Total transparency, knew about him, but didn't know he was as damn good as he is for Houston.
Yeah.
This guy was incredible. He carried that team for a long time in the first half just to keep them within shouting distance. He was making bucket after bucket and big buckets. And then he did the same thing in the second half. He was something else. We all talk about Clayton Jr., but L.J. Cryer, he's a hell of a player too.
Well, look, there are players all over. And L.J. probably, if Houston wins tonight, ends up winning the Outstanding Player Award. It just, the matchup. What's the over-under on this one?
Good question. I'll find that out for you. But I don't know at the moment.
All right. Well, we'll look it up. We got another hour to go.
Yeah, we do.
And we get out early today for coverage. But again, I just look at, and I go with my gut feeling. Remember when brackets came out, I had Houston winning it all. In our ESPN bracket, I changed that. And I changed Houston because I picked them last year. In a Yahoo one that I'm in, I've got Houston winning it all. And I'm normally a one bracket guy, so it pisses me off. But my gut initially had Houston winning it all. And watching them the other night, listening to the second half of that game, the second half of the second half, the final 10 minutes, incredible. Just incredible.
Yeah.
I think Houston cuts down the nets.
Well, we'll see. It's interesting that you asked for the total tonight. It's 140.5. Seems like a lot of points for that Houston defense, but Florida can score. However, the line this morning was 1.5. It's now down to 1. So money going on the Houston Cougars at this point in time. So I think it's going to be a hell of a game. And to have a championship game where you've got two teams that are, right there, just that Vegas thinks are even. This should damn near, it could be a pick 'em by tip-off tonight. It's going to be a hell of a game. I'm excited about this game.
Well, I know my buddy Kevin Brock just texted Houston +1. And
oh, well, I'm going Florida for sure.
You know, a lot of people just heard that and went, well, I'm going Houston for sure. If Ryan Eagle's taking.
Hey, if old Brock's taking Houston, I got to go Florida. Love you, Kevin.
Uh-huh.
You think I'm an idiot?
I will have something on that, but I picked Florida to win the whole thing. So I kind of want to be I have no chance in my bracket, but I kind of like to at least be right with my champion. So I'm almost obligated to put money on Florida tonight.
I sure, I suppose. I know in our Yahoo deal with the Ken's 5 folks, I got Houston winning it all. So again, you look at this game, and like you said, it's damn near a pick 'em.
Yeah,
it really is. I could say this. A lot of the same things I just said about Houston, you could say about Florida. There was a good portion of that game, the early game on Saturday, where it looked like Auburn was going to end up winning that game. And down the stretch, when it mattered most, the Florida Gators made the plays. Offensively and, more importantly, defensively, they were able to get some stops. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Let's go to the phones. Jason, great name, my friend. You're on the Blitz. What's up?
Hey, can't live that one down. How's it going, guys? Going for Houston tonight.
Houston tonight, huh? Now, is that
is
that a heart thing, or do you really think they're going to be the better team?
Well, I'm going off of what I saw on Friday, so or Saturday.
Yeah, I was going to say, man, how much did you drink? Because there was nothing going on Friday except Pitbull.
Sorry about that. Yeah, it's been a long weekend. So, but just going off of not what the season's saying or anything. It's just what I saw here. Final Four.
Well, I tell you what,
Houston looks good.
Yeah, Houston. They lost 2 games, and it's crazy, and most of them have been in overtime. I think both of those. That down the stretch is what I'm talking about. Overtime losses, they keep it close.
Yeah, they don't get blown out.
The fact that Duke was up by 14 at one time is amazing to me because that's just not Houston. But they clamped down defensively and got back into it. What I like about Florida, and I will say this, is they never feel like they're out of it. Texas Tech should have beat them. And there was another game. They should have gotten beat as well. They were behind late, but they found a way to win. So both of these teams, if they get behind, they're not going to panic.
They both feel
neither
like
one of them.
Teams of destiny.
Exactly.
And we've got that all leading up to one shining moment tonight here in the Alamo Dome. And you want to have a little bit more fun watching, add the excitement. Make sure you're playing the Pick'em game at Underdog. Whether it's tonight's championship game, the 2 NBA games, or baseball, because baseball season is in full swing. Underdog is one of the leading sports apps where you could win up to 1,000 times your money. Yep, you can do that on Underdog, playing the Pick'em game where you just have to go higher or lower on stats. Strikeouts, home runs, hits, threes, blocks, points, you name it. You create your own entries. You can even mix and match from across other sports. Turn $1 into 1,000. You can play with as little as $1 at Underdog. So download the Underdog app. Sign up now using my promo code STAR to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Join in on the fun. Sign up with promo code STAR. Claim your special offer today and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly upon your first deposit. Again, use my promo code STAR at Underdog. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Massachusetts and Arizona, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
When you think San Antonio sports, think 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your home for the Cowboys. KTFM Floresville and SASportsStar.com.
Progressive Home Quote Explorer lets you easily compare rates, so shopping for insurance might be the easiest part of owning a home. Definitely easier than this.
Psst, honey,
Honey!
What?
Shh, there's a salesman walking up the driveway.
Oh no, he's got a clipboard.
What do we do?
Get down.
Down?
On the floor, you...
Shoot, did he see us?
Why are you breathing so loud?
Home ownership isn't easy, but with Progressive's Home Quote Explorer, shopping for home insurance is. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why, when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Working from home, you realize you don't have enough outlets or USB ports. Hill Electric can fix that for you. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. From adding an outlet, fixing that fuse that always blows, or that flickering light, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price, and there is never a service charge and always free estimates. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or go to hill-electric.com.
Oh, wow, honey, I love it. It's so beautiful and so sparkly.
Just like you, Mom. Happy Mother's Day.
I'll wear it every day. It goes with everything.
This Mother's Day, wow Mom with spirit-lifting, outfit-making, express your love jewelry. Shop jtv.com/mom for wow-worthy and budget-friendly styles.
I'm never taking it off.
Another wow factor? Sign up for JTV Text and get $30 off. If she loves jewelry, she'll love JTV.
Did you know that 70% of divorces are filed by women? She's already thinking about it. I urge you, do not get caught off guard. I'm Gary Barton, owner of Barton & Associates, attorneys at law. Divorce is tough. It's emotional, challenging, and can upend everything you've worked hard for. But here's the truth. You have a choice. You can either let your spouse dictate the terms, or you can take control and protect your financial future. At Barton & Associates, this isn't just about getting through the process. It's about protecting what you've built, securing your assets, and ensuring you have the resources to move forward with confidence. You've worked hard for everything you have, and we're here to help safeguard it and avoid unnecessary losses. If you're serious about protecting yourself through the divorce process and securing your future, Barton & Associates is the team you need by your side. Call 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-million. Or visit TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
Principal Office, San Antonio.
If you've been waiting and waiting to get your eyes taken care of, tired of wearing those glasses, tired of wearing those contacts, what are you waiting for? Now is the time to get it done. At Manrique Custom Vision Center, Dr. Manrique prides himself in getting you out of those glasses or contacts with his blade and pain-free LASIK, which is totally safe and comfortable. It will give you the best possible vision, and you can throw out the glasses and contacts. They've got over 25 years of experience, and they've done over 72,000 laser vision corrections. They offer financing to all with up to 36 months interest-free. Give them a call today to set it up. 210-354-2020. Come and see the Manrique difference for yourself. Every patient benefits from a customized vision plan that they bring to life with state-of-the-art technology, a variety of options to help make your treatment an investment you can afford and the right people. Change your vision, change your life today. It's Manrique, 210-354-2020.
Texas coastal waterfront properties starting at only $49.9?
That's right. Driftwood Acres at Wolf Point, located on the highly sought-after Matagorda Bay, is extending their grand opening for one day, this Saturday. Book your private tour to see 1 to 3 acre properties, all with bay access, starting at just $49.9. Yes, just $49.9. This gated waterfront community features panoramic views, world-class fishing, resort-style pool and cabana, community fishing pier, boat and RV storage, and so much more. It's happening Saturday, April 12th, one day only. Coastal waterfront properties starting at an unbelievable $49.9. Just $49.9. Call to book your private tour or for information for this Saturday. 210-853-0389. That's 210-853-0389. Appointments are limited, so call now. 210-853-0389. Texas waterfront properties will never be more affordable. 210-853-0389.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
The Texas Aggies have a new head basketball coach. They're hiring Samford coach Bucky McMillan as their next men's basketball coach. It is a 5-year deal. Spurs fell in Portland to the Trailblazers last night. That officially knocked them out of the postseason contention. They return to action tomorrow night against the Clippers in L.A. And a national champion will be decided tonight. Houston takes on Florida for the title. Tip-off at 7:50 right here on 94.1.
This SportsCenter update brought to you by Twin Peaks.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio.
In fact, we have an early out today. We're in the final hour of the show.
How about that?
No, we're going to go eat dinner and then go to the game.
Take our time.
We could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about that?
Mm-hmm.
Probably won't. I'm kind of excited to get down to the Alamo Dome, to be honest with you.
Me too. Although.
Dinner, because you can't count on the NCAA.
Now watch. The NCAA did not have. Now, generally speaking, I know nobody gives a damn, nor are we looking for sympathy when we say this. But typically at events like this, you're there for hours and there's food. It's not always great, but there's food. They had cold cuts early, right, on Saturday. But that ended like at 4:00. And that's it. Now, I'm told at halftime of the second game, they finally put some pizza in there. A lot of the pizza that was available for the students, if you notice, the students all had the Pizza Hut foam fingers and the net hats and stuff. So they rotate in the different student sections, and they fed those kids pizza. But and I guess at halftime they put some pizza in the media room, but it's 3 miles away, and we didn't walk over there halftime of the second game to find out there was no food.
Dude, I'm telling you, you see all the pizza those kids get, though?
Yeah.
There must have been 30 boxes or more. 50 boxes of pizza. I'm not kidding. Now, I think it was all cheese.
No, cheese and pepperoni.
It was pepperoni, too. All right,
so
all right.
I'm told by a little birdie that there is a training store for Pizza Hut over off of Days of Allah. And that place was cranking out about 300 pizzas to send to the Dome.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's great because, those kids get free pizza, all the students there, on both sides, by the way. And then they let those kids take beer and Trulies and all that kind of stuff down to the student section.
Well, they're old enough to drink.
I guess so.
So
some of them.
Well, and I'm sure the Alamo Dome did a fine job of IDing those that.
I'm sure they did.
Yeah.
But, it's like if I'm 21 and you're 20, I go buy you a beer.
You know how it is.
Hand it off to you.
You know how it is.
You know how it is.
Trade you 2 slices of pizza for that cold drink.
Yeah.
So I'm not willing to take the chance that they're not going to have food.
No, I'm not going to take the chance.
Because I know Rob stood in line forever and got a hot dog.
Yeah, yep.
And say it wasn't the greatest of hot dogs.
Well, it's hard to screw up a hot dog.
Just saying.
But
I had a hot dog yesterday at the Valero, Texas Open.
Yeah? How was that?
It was a good hot dog.
Yeah.
Although it was bizarre because we were out, in the cabana there at 16. Which, generally speaking, it's great if you can get the elevated tickets for out there. But every year that I've been out there, they've had like prime rib or something like that. The options were salmon.
Ugh.
Or hot dogs or hamburger.
That's it, huh?
That was it.
Salmon?
Salmon.
Who the hell goes to a golf course and eats salmon?
Well, that's what I was thinking, right? Now, I'm not the biggest fish eater to begin with.
Yeah.
Although salmon is good. But I just don't know about salmon in a catered event like that, right?
Yeah.
Where were those salmon cooked and how long ago, right? I don't know if they cooked those on site. Now, the people that were eating it was talking about how great it was. I just was not going anywhere near salmon.
There were actually people eating it.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
They were going through it. Now, like, all right, the salmon's out. And then here came another one in another one of those, serving tray. I'm like, I'm not going to eat the salmon.
Wow.
Hot dog it is.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with a hot dog.
No, you can't go wrong with a hot dog.
You just can't.
And partly I was thinking cheeseburger, but I knew I was going to go home and grill cheeseburgers for dinner because that's what the wife and I had talked about. So, hot dog Saturday, hot dog Sunday. I need something different tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
But would you go salmon? Like if you were out? No. I was like, salmon, huh?
No. I don't.
The carving station is salmon.
I don't ever go salmon, so I'm the wrong guy to ask. But that just seems kind of weird, doesn't it?
I thought it was odd. I mean, if it were on Friday during Lent,
okay,
sure.
All right.
That would have made sense. But Sunday afternoon, I just wasn't going to go salmon. It looked good.
Wow.
But
it looked good.
But I didn't try it.
Yeah, no.
Nor did I eat any of the ice cream that they had out there because it was freaking cold in a wind tunnel.
Yeah, it was windy again yesterday.
That's
Saturday,
when I was out there, yeah.
Yeah, Saturday, man, was tough, and then yesterday too, and cold.
Mm-hmm.
Tough. Well, the champ, what did he shoot, 75 yesterday?
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough. It's a good thing he had a big lead.
We saw they were on 16. Like all three drives looked like they would all be birdie putts. And nobody birdied.
Nobody.
One time, yeah. Like everybody was like, man, they all landed right there. Those guys, look at that, man. And all of them two-putted. It's crazy.
Crazy.
Fun times. Fun times for sure. Let's give away on this Mellow Monday. Speaking of food, some good pizza.
Yes.
Some great pizza. What I might call the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow Mushroom. We've got a $50 gift card we'll give away right now to caller number 18. 210-656-ESPN. 656-3776. Caller 18. You win yourself a $50 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. The Spurs, their season's about over. Let's talk some Spurs coming up here on the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you are having any issues at your house with your plumbing or your AC, you know there is one company to call, and that is Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC, 210-651-5899. At Quartermoon, they are experts at worst-case scenarios. Big job, small job, residential or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. No commission. Sales reps, they'll provide estimates and second opinions, and they have a great experienced staff that has earned an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau. And at Quartermoon, they are green certified. As far as your AC is concerned, if you're having issues, obviously call them. You want to prevent issues? At Quartermoon, they're running a special right now, a pre-summer AC inspection for $58.99, where they will inspect your capacitor, your indoor coil, outdoor coil, filter, and check all your proper temperature levels. So call and get that on the schedule. 210-651-5899, 651-5899, or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
When it comes to vaccines, it's important to get the facts. The City of San Antonio Metropolitan Health District understands that keeping your child safe is your top priority. Vaccines are safe and can help your child's immune system fight harmful germs. They protect against serious diseases and can even save lives. Because when it comes to your child's health, it's time to get real about vaccines and get the facts. Learn more at sa.gov/health. sa.gov/health.
Your marriage is over. You know it, your friends know it. Take back control now with Barton & Associates, an aggressive, no-nonsense team of attorneys ready to fight for what you deserve. Contact us today at TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mello can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mello Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mello Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mello Mushroom.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Who's cutting down the nets this year? Get in on all the tournament action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest upsets to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to Hims.com/joy. HIMS.com/JOY.
Transform your water with Connecticut. For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off with a trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Don't wait. The offer ends soon. Call Connecticut today.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things. People. Love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card, so let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jay Simonix.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Championship Monday.
It is a Championship Monday.
I can't wait. I'm excited.
Are you excited about the game tonight because we're going and it's in San Antonio, or because of the matchup, or a combination of everything?
Well, I think a combination of everything, but I think this matchup, this particular one, even if it wasn't here in San Antonio, I'd be excited for it. I think it's going to be a good game. I'm expecting a down-to-the-wire type of ball game.
I would say, and I know it's a Monday night, this kind of matchup, especially with a Texas team in it, this is the kind of matchup where you want to be somewhere like the Rue Pub.
Yep.
You don't want to be sitting at the house watching with the wife and the kids, or by yourself in your own room. This is one of those games, kind of like what we saw the other night, or what you saw because we left the game early. This is going to be one of those kind of games that you're going to remember where you were and who you were with. It just feels like it's got that kind of history written on it. You're going to see something special tonight. It feels that way.
Yeah, it does. It really does. These are two great teams, and I just think it's going to be a great game. I really do. And even if one team gets down a little bit, we're not leaving.
Again.
Both have the confidence to come back. And so I don't anticipate seeing that. I really don't. That Florida-Auburn game was sensational. I mean, it was sensational. What made the Duke-Houston game good was the big rally at the end. But, man, that Auburn-Florida game was the kind of game that I expect tonight.
You know, in the way you phrase that, I think you're right. The Florida-Auburn game was a great basketball game. The Duke-Houston was not a great game.
It was not.
It was a great finish if you're a Houston fan.
Yeah.
If you're a Duke fan, you're questioning life at this point. I saw one of my buddies post a photo on Facebook yesterday. It was a Duke gear 50% off.
When all those Dukies will be gone.
It will be interesting to see the crowd tonight.
Yeah.
Because it got loud at times for Houston, but I think Auburn probably traveled the best as far as loud, rowdy fans. Now, I'll say that where our seats were in the Alamo Dome, we were behind the Auburn students and then behind the Houston students.
Yeah.
The Houston crowd did get loud, but it felt like Auburn had the most fans in that building. Although walking around, it felt like there was probably a lot more Florida fans here. And Florida does travel well.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see who's all going to the game tonight that were able to score tickets. And we've said this forever. You know, getting in on Saturday, that's a tough ticket. Getting in on Monday, there's plenty of those on the secondary market. You know, I haven't talked to John Machota, but I'm guessing that dude put his ticket for sale as soon as that game was over. He's not. I don't know if he's still here, but I'm going to guess Machota drove home.
I would think so.
I didn't want to bother him. Didn't check on him.
Dude, if you're a Dookie, you were sick yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, all night, Saturday night, and then yesterday, you were sick. I guarantee you that was just a horrible way to lose a basketball game when you were basically in control for most of it. And Houston rallies at the end. You got to give Houston a lot of credit, though, man. That defense, and I've said this throughout the tournament. To me, that's the best defensive team in college football, college basketball.
And maybe football.
Maybe so.
I mean, it's possible. It's possible.
They're incredible.
I mean, and I'm guessing somewhere our good friend Wade Phillips is smiling about the Cougars tonight because that's all that dude has to smile about right now.
Kind of
because
is, yeah.
his great defense with the Brahmas is not existent right now.
Man,
they are
struggling.
off to a brutal start.
They're struggling.
Out of curiosity, if you guys, how did it look on television? 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. You know, the overall dome itself, I thought looked really nice inside.
Oh, yeah.
With some of the video that I saw. But as you were watching on television, how did it look? The city, I think, looked fantastic. The March Madness Music Festival was packed all weekend, as you could imagine. I didn't go down there once. Thought about it yesterday because A.J. Hoffman had some access with the boys from Brothers Osborne, but he was like, I've got this, and then I'm out. And I wanted to see Ratliff, but I wasn't at that point leaving the Texas Open. I was in no shape to get downtown anyway, but you know what I mean. But so I didn't do any of the Music Fest, but by all accounts, everything looked fantastic on television.
I'm sure it did. I mean, what a weekend. You talk about the entire weekend for San Antonio. I mean, it just doesn't get any better than this. You got the Final Four in town and the Valero Texas Open going on at the same time. You know, national television both ways. You got CBS, NBC. So this town got a lot of publicity over the weekend. And again, tonight, they'll get a huge amount. And the audience, although it was, I think, it was close to a record, if not a record, on Saturday night. And tonight promises to be even better.
The 2-1 seeds going in, 68,000 and change in the Alamo Dome on Saturday night. And everything looked perfect. San Antonio looked like it represented well, minus the wind. You know, I felt bad for Reese and the boys sitting in front of the Alamo. That was a great idea until that wind kicked in and the temperature dropped about 35 degrees. But I'm trying to remember, when was the last time the Alamo was set up as a backdrop for programs like that? I'm trying to remember if I've ever really seen that. But the Alamo looked spectacular, especially at night. It was beautiful because most time it's Riverwalk area.
Yeah. Well, I think I've seen the Alamo used before, Spurs playoff runs, that kind of stuff, I think. That was ESPN, I think, right? They were down there?
Yeah.
So I think I've seen that before. But nevertheless, I mean, there's a lot of good places to broadcast from in this city, no doubt about it. But that did look pretty sharp.
Spurs playoffs, that's not happening anytime soon.
Yeah, that it's been a while, hasn't it?
It's 6 years.
Wow.
The Spurs officially eliminated from any postseason contention with a loss last night to Portland. So 6 years now will be playoff free in San Antonio. That's a streak that has to end. Good Lord, that's a streak that has to end.
Boy, you would hope so. And let's face it, it's been 11 years since they won their last title and really haven't scared anybody since then. Even though they made the playoffs, they haven't really scared anybody. So it's been a long little drought here, and I'm ready to see it end.
Now, while the Spurs we know will not go to the postseason, which is good, they're heading to the lottery, there's still something to play for. And that is ensuring the record suckage continues. As Tom Orsborn points out in the Express News, with the loss, the Spurs are officially out. But the good news is, or the positive note, with Portland winning, because they were also eliminated last night, even though they won, they were also eliminated from the postseason. But the Blazers have the NBA's ninth worst record. The Spurs stay at the 8th worst record. And that's big because the club with the 9th worst record will have a 4.5% chance of landing the number 1 pick in June's draft and a 20.2% chance of getting into the top 4. The number 8 team that the Spurs currently have will have a 6% chance of landing the top pick, Cooper Flagg, and a 26.2% chance of leaping in to the top 4.
Dude, I give the Spurs every chance in the world, no matter where they're at. I mean, they've just been extremely lucky in with those lottery balls. So I don't care what kind of chance they have. They got a ball in there. It's a good chance it's going to pop up.
Well, I mean, obviously it's worked a couple of times before, but when you look at it, you sit there and you go, okay, a couple games left in this. And I would say disappointing season because I think expectations were playoffs. Year 2 with Wemby, the trade for De'Aaron Fox. Clearly the organization was trying to move forward and take those next steps, not skipping, but Wemby's blood clot, then De'Aaron Fox getting shut down, which was a byproduct of the blood clot. It's just get to the end of this year, get it over with, and start focusing on next year. And that's where they're at right now.
That's it. But I tell you, what gives me encouragement is the De'Aaron Fox trade. I think the Spurs are going to be aggressive. Look, fans are fans, and the Spurs don't listen to fans, but it's been a while, and I think you got to do something. All this trust the process and draft and develop and all of that. No, let's get a good mixture of youth and veterans in here, and let's go. I mean, I don't want to see Wemby have to wait again. We're going into his 3rd year.
Yep.
It's time to start winning. He wants to be in the playoffs, and so do we. So let's go.
When you look at Fox, Wemby, and Steph Castle, your foundation is there. And tough decisions are going to be made on certain players that we love, but do they fit? They've got money to spend in free agency. You've got some veteran players, and I want a mix of veterans and some young guys. Chris Paul has a decision to make. Who they go and trade for, who they might be able to sign in free agency, and then wherever they end up in the draft. Obviously, the Atlanta pick isn't going to be what we were hoping it would be because they are going to be, at the very least, a play-in team. So they're not in the lottery. So the Spurs have done their part to make sure they've got an opportunity at a high pick by, sucking this year, get it over with, but get in the lottery. But this is the offseason that is so pivotal for the Spurs. You think about the Spurs went 7 years between titles, between 7 and 14.
Yeah.
Now, they were competitive and had a chance in 12, and we all remember 13, and that feeling has got to be the feeling that Duke is having today. What? Oh. What happened? What did I just see?
Wow.
All right, and then they won it in 14. we've now gone 6 years without even a playoff appearance in San Antonio, which by the Spurs standard is completely unacceptable. Completely unacceptable. And I think this was the year that they were taking that next step, not skipping steps, but taking the next step. But circumstances with Wemby forced this season to go down the drain. So let's just get to the next.
Well, I totally agree with that. It's 4 games left. It's going to be a long 4 games. Let's get the season over with. I mean, the NBA playoffs are a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that. Wish the Spurs were in it, but they're not. But, yeah, I want to see an aggressive offseason. I mean, I really do. And I think you nailed it. There may be a player or two that we all know and love not be wearing silver and black next year. And if it makes this team better, I'm okay with it. I am okay with it. Just let's get some pieces in here. Surround Wemby. You got Fox. You got Castle, who is going to win the Rookie of the Year award, which is nice by all intents.
Well, just ask him. I mean, Castle thinks he's already wrapped up the Rookie of the Year.
I mean, yeah, I feel like at this point I pretty much got it locked up. Really just continuing to, be myself. Not really think about it when I'm in the game. But, just game by game, I feel like I'm, more confident enough to be able to say that, I am it.
I think he is. I don't know. The guy's playing well, and he certainly lived up to expectations. There's no question about that. So looking forward to his development. He's going to get better. I don't think there's any question about that. Wemby is going to get better. De'Aaron Fox is going to be De'Aaron Fox. He's great. Surround those guys with some good players. A big man.
That's what they need.
They need a big man to help protect Wemby and let him do what he does outside, protect the rim. Let's get some guys in here, and I want to be looking at the playoff picture. How many games we need to win to get up to that second seed?
Yep.
It's time, Spurs. It's time.
So ready.
Yes.
So ready for that. Ready for tonight. A national champion will be crowned. Houston, Florida. You want to call your shot? Now's the time to do it. We got 30 minutes left before we end the show early today for coverage of tonight's national championship game. So if you want to call your shot, now's the time to do it. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776.
I want to tell you about Connecticut Quality Water Softeners. Love mine. Had it in the house now for some time. It's a game changer. It really is a game changer. I didn't think so. I was thinking there's no way this thing can be that much better than any other water softener. But you know what? It is. It's head and shoulders better than anything else I have ever had. It is a game changer. The shower feels great. Your clothes come out of the wash feeling great. The dishes are cleaner. All of that stuff. It's just fantastic. And I love the Connecticut Quality Water Softener. You would love it too. You need to treat yourself. Upgrade to a Connecticut Quality Water Softener. And right now, well, the fine folks at Connecticut are giving you a little incentive to do just that. In fact, for a limited time, when you buy a Connecticut Quality Water Softener, you're going to get a free reverse osmosis drinking station that they will install right there at your kitchen sink. Also going to give you $400 for your old water softener. And how about this? Free money. 0% interest for 12 months. You heard me right. 0% interest for 12 months. You don't want to wait. This offer can't last long. It is too good. Call Connecticut of San Antonio in the Hill Country. The numbers to call, 656-PURE, 656-7873, or ConnecticutSA.com. And you know the jingle. Sing it with me. It's the last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
A lot of people argue that the best breed of dog is a lineage called the Rescue. They're right. That's why we're asking San Antonio Sports Star listeners to help no-kill rescue agencies around San Antonio with food that these pups need. They're all good dogs. They just need a chance. The voice of the National Dog Show, John O'Hurley, will join the Sports Star guys all day Friday, April 11th for the 2025 Puppy Food Bank Radiothon. Sponsored by Thomas J. Henry, the Institute for Functional Health, Big State Financial, G2Fi Shoes, Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat and AC, Ponderosa Ranch, Mr. W Fireworks, and Fifi and Fido's Pet Boutique. So lend a helping paw. during the 2025 Puppy Food Bank Radiothon, Friday, April 11th, with 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Look, there's feelings, and then there's the facts. If you're feeling like your finance team is bogged down in mundane, manual tasks, the fact is, you need Ramp. Ramp is the corporate card that makes the expense process fast and easy. The moment your team makes a purchase, Ramp handles everything. Receipt collection and approvals, the works. With Ramp, you can cut your month-end close from 5 days to 1, customize approval workflows, and get complete control over every transaction. Facts. Over 25,000 businesses trust Ramp, including Shopify and the Boys and Girls Club of America, which is why they were just named #1 in spend management by G2. Facts. Start using Ramp and you'll have more time to spend scaling your business, and that'll feel really good. Upgrade to Ramp for free today and get $250 at ramp.com/radio. Ramp.com/radio. That's RAMP.com/radio.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Your marriage is over. You know it, your friends know it. Take back control now with Bart You Deserve. Contact us today at TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
Guys over 40, tired of feeling tired? Testosterone therapy by Synergenics is the answer. This April, the consultation is free. Treatment covered by most major insurance. Don't wait for online beds. Walk into their clinic, see a provider, feel great today. Book now at FixMyLowT.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
We're honoring the pursuit of brews and barrel-aged bourbon every Friday at our Bourbon and Brews Party. Head over to Twin Peaks Fridays from 5 to 7 and experience a lingerie costume party paired with exceptional bourbons, tastings, and giveaways. Cheers!
Ever feel like everything in life is moving at hyperspeed? Slow things down with the all-new Nissan Murano, an unapologetic refuge amidst the daily hustle and bustle. Re-energize with massaging leather-appointed seats to melt away the tension of a busy day. Escape into your favorite music with a Bose premium sound system, or set the vibe with ambient mood lighting. Because sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Check out the all-new Nissan Murano at NissanUSA.com. Panoramic moonroof, ambient lighting, and massaging leather-appointed seats are optional features.
I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash, and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
That's awful, hon.
My brother got life insurance from Ethos, and it only took 10 minutes. And he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. It's all online, no medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house.
Ethos, here we come.
Visit ethos.com/sports. Ethos.com/sports.
Sample Rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney and have been representing people injured in auto and commercial truck collisions right here in San Antonio, my hometown, since 1994. Getting into a collision can be a life-altering event. Your health and recovery is the only thing that really matters, and anyone that's ever been injured in a traffic collision will tell you that. How do you get the insurance company to pay? Simple. Call me. As your attorney, my job is to get you through this. The decisions you make immediately after a collision are the most important decisions you can make. If you call me as soon as you can after a collision, I will help you make the right decisions for you and your family. Remember, I do not charge for a consultation. Growing up on the southwest side of San Antonio, when Loop 410 was the edge of town, I know how overwhelming it could be to face a giant insurance company all on your own. Just keep it simple. Call me. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 900-0400. Or go to my website, alawyerforus.com.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. You can get us on social media, Twitter and Instagram, X, at Joe Reinagel 210, at Jason Minix, at SA Sports Star.
And they're all the same, right?
Yeah.
So we're good.
Well, our handles are all the, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Try to make it easy.
Yes, of course. So let us know what you think. And I know most of you already do that anyway, which is fine. I like it. But if you haven't done that, let us know.
Well, and again, now's the time to call your shot on tonight's national championship game.
You already did.
Houston.
Wow. Well, just because of that, Minix, I got to go Florida.
Well, you could actually make the correct pick and go with me.
Well, I could, but I picked Florida at the very beginning to win the whole thing. They were my champion in my bracket, my one and only bracket.
Yep.
And so I got to stick with them. Now, I don't think I had them playing Houston, though. I had them playing Duke tonight.
You did.
So.
Which would have been pretty good, but you're like, I don't know, 48?
I don't know where I'm at. I didn't do so good.
Look up in our group, because I know I'm a one bracket guy. I tripped in and messed up, and I didn't go change one in the Yahoo deal where I have Houston winning it all. So I've got a chance at money tonight if Houston does win in the Ken's 5 deal. The ESPN one, I believe I had Duke winning over Auburn. So I was doing well up until I don't have anybody playing tonight in that bracket that we have on ESPN.com.
Oh, you don't, huh?
No.
That sucks. That's
does.
too bad.
It does.
Wow. Well, then you need Houston for the money. So I got it.
I would much rather have money than bragging rights.
Sure, absolutely.
He's 30th?
30th, huh? And
You're 27th.
I'm 27th.
In the this one here? Well, so I'm going to pass you when Florida wins tonight.
If Florida wins tonight. But I've already told you Houston's winning tonight.
I'm taking Florida. I just think they're better up and down the roster.
You know, said the same thing about Duke. And
I
where
did
are they?
Say,
where are they?
Well, my boy Cooper Flagg let me down.
Was that really all on Cooper?
Well, part of it was he's supposed to be this, wonder boy. And you can't get past the big, bad Houston defense. Come on. They needed one basket in that whatever stretch it was, and they'd have won the game.
They would have. Do you get a feeling that Cooper Flagg and everybody associated with that Duke team will wake up as a night terror 40 years from now thinking about this loss?
Probably, yeah, I would say. I mean, that was a horrible loss.
And you wonder, as much as I keep saying, Cooper Flagg to the Spurs. Cooper Flagg, I know, wants to win a national championship. And now granted, it's March 7th. With NIL, all kinds of things could change. But aren't the Carlos Boozer boys, those twins, they're going to Duke next year. Could you imagine those dudes with Cooper Flagg on one team?
Wow, it'd be something else.
Right? I mean, and I saw Carlos Boozer Saturday night. I mean, obviously he was there in the media room. You can only imagine the NIL conversations that people are having with Cooper Flagg's people about how much money that kid can make staying. And like Rob Thompson was talking about, that kid reclassified. He should actually still be a senior in high school. And he's the best freshman that we've seen. One of.
Yeah, well, there's no question about it. And he's extremely talented. And seeing him in person, it's so much better than watching him on TV. It's incredible. What he can do and with the ease that he can do it. Look, I don't know if I'd be surprised if he stayed at Duke, but I think he wants to play in the NBA. And at this point in time, a lot of people say, well, he's going to wait till after the draft lottery. I don't know if that matters or not. I mean, nobody wants to go play for the Wizards, but you could be a real hero in the nation's capital if you turn that program around.
And again, the short-term money of another year in college versus the long-term money of being a lottery pick, hard to turn down the lottery. Although you wonder what's happening in that court out in Oakland right now. The House versus NCAA is in court today. We could get a decision today or sometime soon. But one of the arguments that came out of today, and I haven't completely read all the different articles, but one of the deals that they were talking about is if they do this rev share model and cap it at $20.5 million, and they do away with the NIL, that actually limits the money for certain athletes. They would actually make less with this ruling. Cooper Flagg would be a part of that. He would probably make less on a rev share model than with NIL. I did not think, unless it's just another lawsuit that's going to come, I did not know or read anywhere leading up to this that this would completely do away with the collectives. I thought we were going to have collectives money and rev share money so that coaches would have a couple of pools to choose from. So I was surprised to see some of the arguments today. Livy Dunn, one of the ones saying, dude, you might cap the amount of money I can make. How is that fair? See, I'm thinking like at UTSA and what Jeff Traylor has talked about, he's going to get X number from Lisa Campos in rev share model, but they're still going to go raise money with the collectives they have for football, the one that April Ancira is a part of and the one that Bob Wills is a part of for the events, the kickoff luncheons and whatnot.
It's going to be interesting, but Livy Dunn is right. I mean, she's making a lot of money. I saw an article just a little while ago that she made just under $5 million this year from all of that. So quite a bit of money, but, I mean, obviously she does a lot of work for that on TikTok, Instagram, whatever, all the socials. But, look, a limit to how much money they can make, I don't think is a bad thing. I mean, they're going to see it as that, and I understand that. But, it happens. Any job, right? I mean, we can't show up here and just name our own price. You can't do that. And so it's just it'll teach these young kids a valuable lesson. You get out there in the real world, kids, and you're limited as to what you can make. You're set. You go play football for the NFL, guess what? You're set. That's it. It's a good lesson for them.
Professor Reining.
Yeah, approve this thing, and let's get on with it.
As far as the game tonight, the fun that we expect, who's cutting down the nets? 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776 if you want to call your shot. Well, we didn't make it a beer bet. Ryan Eagle is taking Florida. I am taking the Houston Cougars. Joshua, you're on the Blitz. Who you got?
I know he's taking.
Oh, it's Houston Cougars all day. We're going Cougar Town. Whose house? Cougs house. Alamo Dome. And sorry, Ryan Eagle, you were on a hot win streak of one, beer bet one, but you're going to go back to your losing streak again. Thank you, Jason, for cementing the Cougars win. And it's going to be just going downtown. Cougars all over the place downtown. Pledge, please get your mind out of the gutter. It's Cougar fans. Come on now. All right? So good luck, guys. Thanks for the great show, but it's Cougars win this time.
All right.
Go Cougs.
He's right about that. We did the show the other day at the Riverwalk.
Here we go.
I'm telling you.
Here we go.
It was
Cougar Town.
It was quite impressive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you had a good mix.
Yeah.
A lot of college kids, and then a lot of Cougars.
Yes.
A lot of Cougars.
Yeah.
Think they were Florida moms?
I think a little bit of everything. Maybe you got Duke and North Carolina, right? So North Carolina got a decent reputation there, I think. And
yeah, but a lot of people that are from Duke, they're not from there. They just go there.
Well, that's a good point.
Florida's Florida.
Florida's Florida. Houston, not bad. Auburn, Alabama, it's good. Prime real estate all the way around. I don't know who won the battle, but I would say it was tough choice.
Tough choice.
Tough choice.
Was there a bracket somewhere?
Well, it should have been.
Oh yeah,
there really should have been. But sitting down on the Riverwalk, it was. I mean, we were sitting looking at the Riverwalk, so it was hard not to notice everything.
Everything walking by at our Flight by Yingling Hoop headquarters there at the Agave Bar, which. If you're heading downtown, great place to go start because I imagine Beer Santa will be there in a few minutes.
I would imagine Beer Santa's going to be there. Well,
and if not, his elves will be.
Yeah, definitely. That's sad to miss old Beer Santa on Friday.
I think he was more upset than you.
Probably so.
He had meetings.
Well, when you're a big shot, that's what happens.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
That's what happens. One shining moment.
Pledge hates it.
Pledge hates it.
He hates it.
I'm really surprised by our poll results, and you still have, 5 minutes to go vote on our poll. Again, we get out early today for coverage of tonight's national championship game. What's your level of care for one shining moment? It's a poll question on the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel right now if you'd like to go vote. Love it, don't care, don't want it. Right now, don't care is 59%. Love it at 27%. Don't want it at 14%.
And Pledge can only vote once. So
he could log in multiple times.
I guess he could.
But I find it interesting, and this was not a planned topic today, but that's how life works sometimes, because Rich Eisen closed his show just bashing One Shining Moment. All of it. He hates the song, the idea of it, all of it. And for a guy like Rich Eisen, who is typically all about traditions and keeping things normal, I was surprised to hear that from Rich Eisen. And then Pledge pipes in that he hates it.
He hates it.
Then he backpedaled because hate's kind of a strong word. To me, it's one of those things, I look forward to it. I don't know that I would vote in this poll as love it. I don't know that I would vote don't care, but Pledge worded this. So it was worded from a guy that already claims to hate it. But it is one of those things. I want to see it. I don't necessarily know that I love it. If they didn't have it, though, I think I would be upset that they just didn't show it one time. Like I remember one time, our local CBS affiliate decided the news was more important than One Shining Moment.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Now, you don't make that call, Joe Reinagel.
I do not.
Didn't make that call when you worked there, but everybody thinks that you do.
Yeah.
It's like, why are the Cowboys not on? Right?
Why did we miss the beginning of the Cowboys game? Well, the game before it was damn good, and there was a great ending, and you missed the kickoff of the Cowboys game. You talk about people getting just
pissed.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, evil.
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 Evil?
Yes.
Evil. Evil?
Evil.
Evil.
I'm telling you.
So one year, Reinagel was like, I don't want to work late. I'm hungry. Let's just end this post game coverage and get straight to the news because there was a shooting somewhere and we need to tell you. And Bill Taylor needed to tell you it was going to be hot outside. Whatever the case was, you guys didn't show One Shining Moment, and people lost their mind.
They did. It was crazy, and we had a Spurs game the next day with a Spurs special leading into that. And we had to play One Shining Moment. I think we played it 5 times in that pregame show. I'm telling you, we had to do it. I mean, it was that bad. People were so upset that we didn't stick around to show One Shining Moment. I mean, it was bad. Almost as bad as Cowboy fan.
Almost.
Almost.
Nothing's as bad as Cowboy fans when we don't get to see kickoff.
You got to see kickoff.
Now,
I mean, that's the way it goes.
See, like Claymore on YouTube says, soon as the game is over, I'm looking for One Shining Moment. Captures the March Madness moments. And he's right. It is bizarre because I enjoy it. I don't know that I love it, but I always look for it. I'm always amazed at the art of how quickly the CBS editors, I don't know if it's team or one dude, can put that thing together. I'm sure most of it's already done, but they still have to fill it out, and it's got to be perfect.
I think most of it's done, right? They're just waiting for tonight's game to get some highlights from that. That's my guess. I don't know that for a fact, but, I mean, it'd be kind of dumb to try and do it all tonight.
Well, I mean, like I said, and granted, this, how much editing has changed. It's a lot easier now than it was 10 or 15 faster. Or 25 years ago.
A lot faster.
But I look at it, and I look forward to it. If it wasn't there, I think I would be upset. So I don't know, I can't say that I don't care because I think that I do, but I don't love it. Like Rob Thompson loves it. He can't wait for it. He'll set his DVR and, go to sleep listening to it and watching it over and over again.
Really?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Rob loves One Shining Moment. He was one that called you, I'm sure. Probably texted you. Probably called you names that he can't say on the radio.
Probably so.
And blamed you for it.
He did.
Even though he knows better.
I'm sure he was one of the callers. I'm sure he was. That Reinagel dude.
Yeah. Fred
Telling
says, is everyone going to stay until the end of the game tonight?
Yes, Fred.
I can't speak for everyone. I can just speak for myself. I'm driving.
I will stay till the very end. Houston taught me a lesson. Regardless of the score at the 10-minute mark, doesn't matter. I will be there.
Mm-hmm. So bad. So bad. You better stop and get gas, too. Traffic might be bad. Ryan Eagle is in line for a tough night. We know he likes to bet. He likes to risk things.
Yes.
He was like, my gas light came on. Should I get gas before or after the game? Before.
No, I'm definitely before. I can make it to the Alamo Dome, I think. I'm just not sure I could make it home. In fact, I know I couldn't make it home.
But what if you get stuck in traffic?
Well, exactly. And I don't want to wait or have to go to a gas station on the way home. I just want to get home.
Yeah. Unless you have to pee.
Well, I'll take care of that before I leave the Alamo Dome.
Then you'll stop.
And since we're working and I won't be drinking anything, I shouldn't have to pee. So there you go.
The cup of water that the NCAA provides?
Yeah. It's nice of them, isn't it?
A cup.
Uh-huh. And it's not a very big cup either.
No.
NCAA, I'm not a huge fan. Just saying.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. So bad.
I'm excited about this game, though, tonight. I'm ready.
5th Final Four that we've held here in San Antonio. Hopefully we get more soon. Houston, chance to cut down the nets on Texas soil. That's what's happening tonight.
Well, those Gators will have something to say about it.
We will see. We're out early.
We are?
Yeah. It's time for us to go.
We're like bankers getting off at 5 o'clock.
I don't know what to do with myself.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
Ahead of the field and throws it down with a right hand.
Your home for the NBA.
When it comes to vaccines,